flame. Everyone's guilty, no one takes the blame. True Crime Cafe where secrets bleed. Truth a bullet, truth some need. True Crime Cafe where lies collide. Order up a story no one can hide. Black boots stomping, flows of regret. Ashtrays full, but we're not done yet. Clock ticks louder, the walls close in. Every scene tastes like original sin. Who's the killer? Who's the saint? Fingerprints smudged, they don't paint. Truth or dare or just pretend? What's the start? What's the end? True Crime Cafe where secrets bleed. Truth a bullet, truth some need. True Crime Cafe where lies collide. Order up a story no one can hide. Who's the killer? Who's the saint? Fingerprints smudge, they don't paint. Truth or dare or just pretend? What's the start? What's the end? True Crime Cafe where secrets bleed. Truth a bullet, truth some need. True Crime Cafe where lies collide. Order up a story no one can hide. Blood on the counter splattered like rain. Coffee stains tell stories of pain. Spoons clinking whispers in the night. Shadows dance beneath the neon light. Who drank the poison? Who lit the flame? Everyone's guilty, no one takes the blame. True Crime Cafe where secrets bleed. Truth a bullet, truth some need. True Crime Cafe where lies collide. Order up a story no one can hide. Black boots stomping, flows of regret. Ashtrays full, but we're not done yet. Clock ticks louder, the walls close in. Every scene tastes like original sin. Who's the killer? Who's the saint? Fingerprints smudged, they don't paint. Truth or dare or just pretend? What's the start? What's the end? True Crime Cafe where secrets bleed. Truth a bullet, truth some need. True Crime Cafe where lies collide. Order up a story no one can hide. Who's the killer? Who's the saint? Fingerprints smudge, they don't paint. Truth or dare or just pretend? What's the start? What's the end? True Crime Cafe where secrets bleed. Truth a bullet, truth some need. True Crime Cafe where lies collide. Order up a story no one can hide.
All right. Welcome back to the cafe, everybody. Good evening. I hope you're all doing wonderful tonight, guys. We're back in Idaho having an open discussion in regards to the alternate perpetrators. Who are they? What are they? What happened? What's going on with them? And then some. I hope you guys are into it tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Hit the like button. Share this out, please, and thank you. Let's do this. Here we go. Welcome back, everybody. Hello, hello. Good evening. Wonderful to see you all tonight. Thank you for joining me for a little late night with Dago show. Appreciate you guys so very much. If I can find it, hang on here. Where the hell did it go? Is it gone? What the hell? I'm lost. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Tink, I found it now. We're good. We're good. We're good. Jess. Okay. There we go. We're good to go now. Come on in, guys. Grab a seat. Get comfortable, please. And thank you so much. Appreciate you guys jumping in here with me tonight. Hope you're all having an amazing night. As always. And I will welcome everybody in here. Give it a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and pin the link at the top of the chat here in just a minute. Open up the panel. We're going to discuss these things. Pull up some stuff to look at with it. Talk about somebody else possibly. Something I saw in another creator's chat or channel, I'm sorry, that really is kind of interesting to me, to be honest with you. So a little bit of everything tonight. So like I said, it's a little later than I wanted to be, but you know, real life is real life, folks. So we won't be in here too late. Once it gets to a certain point, I've been trying to keep it, you know, where we can shut it down. So who we got in here tonight with us? It looks like Stardazer. Welcome back. Great to see you tonight. Thank you for joining us. SRBBB. Welcome back to you. I don't know why I have to sing your name all the time, but I like doing it. Miss Cat K's in the house. Welcome back to you, dear. Simply Solo. Good to see you, doll. Thank you for being here. Miss Rowena, always a pleasure. Midnight at the Missionio. Good to see you. Miss Tandy's in the house. Welcome back, Dylan. Maybe Dylan can join us tonight, hopefully. Always enjoy Dylan's thoughts. Dylan's somebody new in the community. I appreciate you very much, my friend. Jody Walters, great to see you tonight. CJ CJag 1K, good to see you. Angel D, my favorite Aussies in the house. One of my favorite Aussies. Let me cheat here. Let's see. Miss Donna Salamander, welcome back to you. Yvonne Poole, wonderful to see you tonight as well. The Done One, great to see you. Miss Joanne, welcome back to you. The Cat Lady, there she is. Our favorite cat lady from way up north. We love ya. I appreciate you so much. Elizabeth Wagner, great to see you. And of course, Miss JCJ, maybe she'll join us tonight. Legendary, what's happening, bro? Good to see you tonight. Mr. Comedian himself. Kelly Land, welcome back to you. And a megastar, Meg P's in the house. Good to see you. Good day from down under. Great to see you. Thank you for joining us. Miss Angel. Irene Clobber, welcome back. Fizzy's fizzing around in here as well. And of course, number one in the house tonight was Good Trouble. Great to see you guys. Always happy to have you in the house. Hemisphere, welcome back, brother. Good to see you tonight. Miss Denise. Steve W's in the house. Good to see you, Miss Denise. Senior Wazowski. I love it. Mike Wazowski. That's so awesome. I love your avatar too. And the name. Meanie. Not so mean. Miss Julianne, welcome back to you. Let me see here. Show. You need at least a 14.6 hour stream. Shut up, Legendary. They won't be that long, bro. It won't be that long. See you, Wazowski. That's a picture I 3D printed and glow in the dark. Wow, really? You do that 3D printing stuff, huh? That's pretty cool. I need to find someone that has a decent size 3D printer that can do that stuff to help me with my toy stuff. That doesn't want to charge an insane amount of money. It's crazy how expensive some of that stuff is. What up, Miss Julianne? Come on, you guys. Grab a seat, get comfortable. Sunshine Girl, bringing that sunshine in here tonight. Appreciate you. Oh, here's the thing. I could run. If you want me to run a 16-hour live stream, I could do it. I promise you I can do it. I've done it before. Pretty close to it. I think a long time ago, about 4 years ago, Brandy's the only one that knew it. I ran a 24-hour stream one time. It was insane. I wasn't in here for the whole thing, but I left it on for 24 hours. I stayed in here for probably about 16 or 17 hours, but it was crazy. Crazy. I can do the STL files, CAD, computer aided drafting, put it together and put it on a disk, and I'll put it in. Oh, shit, really? Yeah, but are the materials expensive, senor? That's what I don't understand, why they charge so much, like, for that stuff on Etsy. It's crazy. Let me see if I make sure I didn't miss anybody. Angel Day. Sorry for my stupid accents, guys. I know they suck. Y'all nuts. I wouldn't do that to you guys. That was when I first started on YouTube. Norma Fralin, welcome back. Good to see you. Does anyone know what the party was called and about that Kaylee was supposed to support Dylan for? It was a formal dance that they were doing for the sorority, from my understanding, Norma. That's all I can remember. Um, I'll have to talk to you, Senior. I want to call you Mike now. Senior, I'll have to get with you. If you just buy the filament, charge by the pound, like 14 a pound, you get two rolled. You can do like 30 of them. Oh, well, see, these things are a little bit larger. It's like what I'm trying to get. It stands about this tall. It's like an outpost, like a tower you climb up, and there's a box that sits on it. That kind of thing would be. But there is an STL file for it. I've seen. Like I said, I'll have to get with you. If you send me an email, Senor, we can go back and forth that way. Blackhawk 57, good to see you. The Betty's Ball. See, I thought that was for Maisie. I thought that were two different things, Blackhawk. That the Betty Ball was Maisie's thing, and there was something different. Does it have the hype thing? I didn't know. See, I don't even know how to add it, so it must add it when it feels like it, Tandy. That's cool, though. I appreciate that if you guys do it. Mayflowers, welcome. Good to see you. Yes, I saw that hemisphere. I'm kind of excited for that because I am a nerd. I love it. Thank you, Midnight. 1 second here, guys. My son's yelling for me real fast. All right, I got the link pinned to the top of the chat. What do we got here? Let me cheat. Keep it real. What's happening? Good to see you. Yeah, 16 is a long time. Welcome back, Mr. Dillon. How are you tonight, sir?
I'm doing great.
I remember earlier you said if we next time we did Idaho, you had some form of a show and tell.
So
all right.
I did post a video, and I pretty much it's kind of like a reaction kind of thing to some of the TikTok news, the TikTok true crime news people that are that are thinking that Koberger was the killer, and I pretty much went blow for blow with them and pretty much absolutely destroying their narrative.
Good stuff. Good for you, bro. Interesting. Do you have a channel, Dylan?
Yes, I do.
Oh, well, you should have told us that before. Put your link in the chat, brother.
All right. Yeah.
Please do.
It's not solely true crime. I'm kind of all over the place.
It's all right. It's all good. It's still. I want to support you, Dylan. Throw me your face for about 5 seconds, bro.
Do what?
All right. You're good. You're good. I see you.
Hey.
There we go. Twiz 2.0. Collida Hope. Good to see ya. Let me see. Like Miss SRB said, there it is. Yes. JC, good evening, dear. Welcome back. Good to see you tonight. Dylan Mort's in the house.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, you good, Jay?
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm good.
It sounded like real weak. They're like,
I know. I just
Rawr.
I don't know what was going on.
Twiz in the house. Busy Cake, welcome back. Twizzle, what's happening, brother? Good to see you. There's Dylan's link to his channel, guys. Please go check him out. Support him. Bobby X, subscribe if you have not yet. Subscribe to Dylan's channel and hit that notification bell. You don't want to miss what he's got going on. Keep it real. Thank you so much for that, my friend. Good evening to you. Appreciate that. Very generous. You got a question. Fizzy said, I got a question. Let me have an answer for you if I can. What is your question, real quick?
Tell us what me thinks.
Me thinks. Jesus, I still can't get over. Like
it'll never get old. It'll never get old.
And I'm gonna tell you something funny, you guys. So we all know Mama Bear, how quiet and sweet she is and soft spoken, right?
Oh boy.
Yeah. So Mama Bear, Kelly, thank you so much for the super sticker. God bless. Very generous, so much appreciated. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the support. Raquel Well, welcome back to you, dear. So Mama Bear watched something that Trashley Manfield did, which is the first mistake we know. But Mama Bear usually will give everything benefit of the doubt, and she tried to watch it. So in Discord, out of nowhere, there's a rant plastered, and it's Mama Bear's name, and it says, "Excuse me for my language, but what the bleep 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 did Ashley bleep 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 you did bleep 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 bleep?" And I was like, "Oh damn!" And stupid and dumb and idiot and all that kind of stuff was mixed in there too, because she's that stupid. Ashley's an idiot, folks, and has no idea. She's highly uneducated about this case and says the most ignorant things. So Mama Bear is at the point where when this affects somebody like her that is so sweet, soft-spoken, and quiet, there's a problem, folks. We know.
Who's Mama Bear?
She's my co-host. She's not here a lot because she works a lot, but yeah.
She went off the rails, according to someone's comment.
She did in the Discord, yeah, because she was sick. She's sick of this shit too, with what Trashley and all these other idiots making these stupid statements. So
I'll have to go check it out.
It was kind of interesting. Buckshot, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Love your name. No bleeps or blanks. There was F-bombs all over the place, like wallpaper. It's pretty wild.
Makes you feel any better? I got banned from Twitter, formerly known as Twitter X today, No more Dylan Mort. It's a sad day. It's a bad day. They finally got to me. The truth is going to be kept secret now. I cannot let my voice be heard. So, Dago, I can only let my voice be heard on this channel. This is the only place where the truth can come to light. I appreciate you, my friend.
Sounds good. Was it a permanent ban?
Yeah, dude, they got me all of them too, like all my burners and everything, bro. They got everything.
Wow.
I had my Bethany Funk burner, I had my Emily and Hunter burner, I had Drew Bledsoe burner, like got all of them. They cleaned house. They said I'm basically a terrorist. So all my old tweets, I was paying $50 a month for that check mark and stuff, so I could tweet longer and stuff. Man, they got it all because I have a simple question, Dago. My simple question is what were Dylan and Bethany doing for 8 hours
Right.
instead of calling 911? And since I asked that question, I become Hitler and it's bullshit. And I don't like it. And it hurts my feelings. I'm gonna cry. I'm kidding. I don't
I know
care.
you're kidding. I know you're kidding.
Yeah, I tried to. But yeah, it's a sad day that Elon and his minions
crazy.
succumbed to the pressure of a bunch of people hitting report. And yeah, did I make some graphic comments about what I think Dylan and Bethany were doing? Sure. Is it a possibility that I'm still telling the truth? Yeah. You know why? Because anything I've said to this point is there is some theory in it, and could they have been pleasuring each other during the 8 hours that they waited? I don't know. I say it that way to draw eyes and to say, look, we don't know what they were doing. They could have
Right.
been doing something nasty. They could have been cleaning up. They could have been helping murder the people. They could have been sleeping. I don't know. But what I do know is their stories don't add up. The timeline doesn't fit. And all of that. So, and then I start posting people. Oh, sorry, I doxed public figures in this fucking case, guys. These people are in trial. If I post their picture, guess what? That sucks. That's not against the rules, Elon.
A public figure? No, it's not. That's weird.
They put their faces online. I'm reposting it. Get off my face. I'm not giving their addresses out. I'm going to call the little fraud boy, mask boy. The thing is, these guys are all involved in this cover up. So, again, it's a sad day, but I appreciate you letting me on here to just, come hang out with this other Dylan.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that happened. I had a feeling because I do, even though I don't go on there regularly, I do check out the stuff you post, and I had a bad feeling that somebody was going to hit you eventually, or try to at least.
Yeah, the feds. I was even tweeting at the FBI. I was trying to get them to come and talk to me because I was going to be like, yo, guys, you guys suck at your job. This is a simple case. These are two dumb college girls that just lied to the Moscow police. You guys are federal agents with years of training. I'm an idiot that made a burner account and figured this shit out. I was trying to call them out. I was trying to call the governor of Idaho out. I was trying to call the president out. It doesn't matter. I have nothing to hide because I have no involvement in the freaking murders. I live across the country, right? But for me to be able to call out these public people that are actively breaking the law by covering up evidence that the public has the right to see. It's a sad day for Elon and X, and I hope that doesn't trickle over to this app with you and your openness to potential theory and not sending Brian to the firing squad immediately. So
the only thing that I shut down in here is if somebody comes in and they start making really negative comments about the victims themselves, the actual victims. I don't really want that, but you're not going to do that. So
I don't think I have. And Diego, the reason why, and I'll explain it because I don't want it just to be like, oh, he will if someone's. No, the reason why, if something were to come up of these victims, Diego, where it was proven beyond a reasonable doubt that one of these victims maybe put themselves in a position to deserve what they got, right? Which would be the worst case scenario. That's oh man,
Of course, I know. I know. what you mean.
I can't even imagine, right? So that didn't happen in this case. These kids are clearly the victims. Were they involved in some shady stuff? Sure. Did they deserve to die? Obviously not. I'm never gonna talk crap about the victims.
Right, right.
Now, are there people very close to the victims? Siblings, fathers, mothers, cousins, uncles, aunts, that are pieces of shit? Yes.
Yeah, there's been some bad decisions made in some of these families. Yeah,
I don't care if it's Ethan or Xana or Maddie or Kaylee. It doesn't matter. All of them have family members that are somehow in line with Moscow Police Department thinking and the state of Idaho investigation. And so if I'm going to call out family members of victims for the way they are now operating, they haven't seen any evidence. They don't know how their kids died yet.
right.
How insane is that to think about? They haven't seen an autopsy report. They haven't seen a cause of death. They haven't seen the murder weapon. They haven't seen the sheath.
No, nobody's seen the sheets out of 7,000 pictures, and they won't show that to us. Why? Because
And it's a win for banning a random account with 400 followers on X for them.
yeah,
That's what
insane.
like that is. You guys are worried about something. Like it shows the stress level that they're at. Like they're worried about that kind of stuff. Like nothing
Right.
can get leaked out.
Right.
So tomorrow I'll make some more phone calls. I guess I'll ask.
Twist says you better appeal.
Appeal. I did, Twiz. I did. The only problem with my Dylan Mort account was I forgot the password to the burner email address, and I didn't connect it to recovery, so I can't. I'm not getting that one back, but I'll get maybe one of the other ones back. But what I do need to do, what I'm calling these public figures, is burner phones. What's the easiest, Dago, way to get like a burner phone that can't be traced back to me, like personally? That again, I'm not trying to break the law, but do I just like go to Walmart and like get like a phone with 100 minutes on it? Can you guys give me a way where I can call this mask guy that got me banned? The jerk that's covering this up. Can you tell me how to do that?
The only thing I know about those types of things is I like Dollar General or Family Dollar, whatever, Walmart, places like that. I know they do sell the burner phones per se. Just get a phone and you pay cash for it, and then that's it. Like Twiz just said the same thing. That's pretty much the best way to do it, from my understanding. I've never had to do it, but I guess that would be your best bet right there.
Okay, so Dago, this is what I'm looking to do. I think one of your daytime chats, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get on here and I'm gonna video my phone call. So we can do it live and really get these suckers, really get them,
So big.
They're a bunch of jerks. We gotta do some undercover investigative work here. We gotta get into the trenches. We can't have Twiz out there by himself with his neck beard just fighting for all of us. I don't want him getting injured or hurt by these crazy lunatics out there. I call them the Moscow morons is what I call them.
Makes sense. Yeah, they're just, everybody's saying be careful. CCTV. If they really want to investigate, they can get you on a CCTV buying a burner. Oh, yeah, good point. Ballpark, welcome. Good to see you. Blackhawk says use Google Voice. I don't know if that would work, but maybe. Because they could trace you on Google Voice too. Yeah, it says X isn't a free speech platform. It's a lie. I agree, because it used to be way more locked down, and then when Elon took over, they said they opened it back up, but I still see people getting banned all the time. So,
well, Twiz
says as long as you don't commit a crime, you should be okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not a criminal, so I'm not worried about committing crimes. Like this whole doxing thing, like I'm pointing out again, this is all stuff I found online. It's not like I did. These aren't like private people. Like these are people that were on camera that I put two and two together. It's like this isn't, I didn't break the law, right? I'm a public
No,
citizen.
of course.
How did I break the law from my house? Like what did I do to dox someone? Yeah, I called people out for being assholes and breaking the law. So somehow that gets me banned on next. That's okay. I'm still out here fighting the good fight. And I kind of want to dox myself. That was my whole thing. I wanted my Dylan Mort account to survive until Brian was released, and then dox myself. And do like a reveal. Yeah,
Gotcha.
I think that would be funny, right?
Sure.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, really get you guys back. You don't need to dox me. Kind of like Eminem said, he was like in the final rap battle, he was like, tell these fans, they don't know something about me or whatever he says. You know how it goes in the final rap.
Right.
So I'm basically like, hey, look, I'm doxing myself. Haha. Yeah, I did say inappropriate stuff about him, but Brian's innocent, baby.
Absolutely. Good stuff. Good for you for standing up for yourself, bro.
Yeah.
100%.
Put some respect on my name, like Birdman said.
Right.
Put some respect on my name.
There you go. Good stuff. I'm sorry to hear you got blocked or banned. I'm sorry. But it'll work itself out. Definitely work itself out. Again, JC, thanks for being here. Dylan, welcome back. Dylan Hildreth, I'm sorry. Dylan up top, the top Dylan. Welcome back to you, my friend, as well. And real quick, what did you have for show and tell tonight, Mr. Dylan Hildreth? Or Hildreth Media, I'll call it.
Well,
wait.
I don't know.
Real quick. First of all, I like that hat too, bro. Love it.
Yeah, so it was pretty much, if you want to, we can. I can put the link to the video that I made with the TikToks. There's like 3 of them that I go through.
Sure.
One of them's the same girl. So I can put that.
Whatever you want it, I'm down for it, bro. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'll put it in the private.
Yeah, you got to put it in the back chat. That's the only way I can grab it. Welcome, Texas Ranger. Good to see you, my friend. Hold on a minute. Ballpark, good to see you. Den 7, welcome back. In Stitches neighbor, what's happening? Jesse Schul.
Jesse, what's up?
Jesse. My wife about had a stroke earlier, Jesse. Somebody called and told her that the Browns were not allowed, which she knew it was not right, but she was freaking out thinking there was some new rule made. My daughter-in-law told her that, all right, I got the link in here, that the quick funny story, that because of the Browns playing something with the Steelers game last year, that they did not qualify for the playoffs this year, and she was losing the grip on life. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. She was like, no, it doesn't. What the hell are they doing? Blah, blah, blah. It was somebody put out a weird ass meme or something. My daughter-in-law believed it. And then my wife Googled it and it came up the same thing. And she was like, that's what it says, though. I said, it's a joke, hon. They couldn't do that. They've only played 1 game this season. So no. But anyway, I was like, I'll talk to Jesse and ask him why in the hell that came out. Thank you so much, Kat, for the donation towards the goal. Keeping the coffee cup full. Appreciate that so much, Kat. God bless. I appreciate you. Very generous. Very kind of you. Julia Rose, welcome back, dear. Good to see you. You're offended. Okay. I got you, legendary. I'm glad that we have at least one comedian in chat at any period of time. I love it. SRB is back in the house tonight. Thank you for joining us, SRB.
I mean, I would put the fork in the Browns playoff run like halfway through preseason.
Right. Yeah, I'm not. You can't offend me with the Browns shit because I already know. I don't know what the hell they're doing anymore, but it is what it is.
Give
right,
me
guys,
3 years. Give me 3 years at the wheel with the Browns, and I'll have them in the Super Bowl.
I think I've been saying that for 25 years. Just saying. Pickleball. I couldn't even. No, I used to. SRB grabbed your butt. Oh God, SRB, are you doing it again? Come on, SRB. Oh Lord. All right, guys. So we're gonna be checking out Dylan's video real quick. That is an old school Patriot shirt, bro. I love that. Love it. sharing this with us. Let's check out what we got going on. Again, thank you all three of you for joining us up here tonight in our open discussion.
That is
We're doing a
one
little show and tell here with Mr. Dylan. I know, keep it real. You ain't got to rub my nose in it, okay, bro? I get it. I get it. I'm allowed to dream, okay? Remember that. I know, SRB. It's okay. I know we've been trying to keep her calm down with the butt grabbing stuff. It's just she needs better medication, is all I can think. All right, here we go.
Gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Hildreth Media YouTube channel. Today, we're diving back into the Idaho 4 case, but this time, I want to show you guys. I'm on a busy street. I want to show you guys the absolute mental gymnastics that you must do. And
1 second, don't mean to interrupt, but yeah, I just explained it. Gen 7, Mama Bear had a rant in our Discord today and went off and dropped more F-bombs than I've said my entire life, I think. But yes,
I'm gonna
Mama
have
Bear.
to check that out.
Mama Bear of all people did it. Not it was kind of crazy, but yes, you're not the only person that did not like it.
order to believe anything that comes out of the state of Idaho and the prosecution team. So I was able to find a couple of useful low IQ individuals to walk through what they believe happened and why it makes absolutely no sense. Let's walk through this, shall we?
New details reveal the order in which the victims were attacked just got flipped.
Oh boy.
The new 2020 that aired last night, one of the investigators reveal they don't believe that Xana was the third victim.
We have people believing Xana's the first. You can believe what you want. It's all a conspiracy at this point.
One of the lead investigators, Darren Gilbertson, stated,
A useful idiot,
that he believes the person Dylan heard say someone's in here was actually Xana. He stated that.
Okay, so here's yet another issue here. You're telling me that Dylan would not be able to decipher Xana's voice and Kaylee's voice? They've lived together for months at this point. Dylan wouldn't be able to pick out who's who just by the voice. I mean, that's a problem.
That shortly after picking up that DoorDash order, she went to her room, got on her phone, and was on TikTok until about 4:12 a.m.
And also understand something, folks. That's changed. It's been changed in the documents. That 412 thing does no longer stand. It's 316. So believe what you want, however you want to look at it. Why did they change it? We don't know, but it's an interesting change. I'll just say that. But okay, we'll go with it for now.
That's nothing new. Which you still have questions about the DoorDash. Which, if you guys go back and look at the body cam footage, I know it's grainy and it's hard to see, but I don't see the Jack in the Box bag. I went back and checked that. I had a weird I had like an epiphany of maybe I should go back and look to see if the Jack in the Box bag is actually on there. It wasn't.
Gotcha. No problem, bro. Good stuff.
Motion upstairs, ran up the stairs, saw what was happening, yelled, "Someone's in here," and that's who Dylan heard run back down the stairs.
Now, there are serious problems with the actual chase scene that they're trying to manufacture that happened. And I'm gonna show you somebody who has a very not great theory, because we're gonna pick that one apart too. But this chase scene never happened. The blood drops in Kaylee and Maddie's room suggest that he was not chasing. He was not giving chase to Xana in this chase scenario. He was slow. He was methodical. It was a guy on Truth and Transparency, Scott Roeder, I think his name is. He said it was a Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers type slow moving. This was slow and with intent. There wasn't a chase.
Now, here's what I found interesting, the way that he said this. He was talking about when she came back, when Xana came back downstairs, that they believe that he attacked Ethan to incapacitate him from intervening. Remember that Dylan heard someone in the bathroom on the second floor crying? Well, that was Xana. Based on Darren Gilbertson's interview, I believe Xana went upstairs, saw what was happening, ran back downstairs, and locked herself or barricaded herself in that bathroom.
Okay, so now we have a whole host of problems here. So you're telling me who we believe is Brian Koberger. Oh, or forced to believe that it's Brian Koberger. But anyway.
Yes, Norma. Actually, she physically drove to her aunt's house 2 hours away from Moscow and begged her to do it. So yes, very true.
But Dago, before you say that, even I
Well,
like to be I like to be fair, and when I'm looking at this case, and obviously I'm really pro the whole idea of Brian Koberger being innocent. But there's one thing that popped up just before that is we don't know Brian's whereabouts. We don't know uh Ethan and Xana's whereabouts at midnight, for example.
right.
We also don't know the truth behind uh why Kaylee was there, or if there was any kind, like, that all has to be pulled out of text messages, right? Because we can't take Dylan and Bethany's words for any of this.
Agreed.
We definitely can't take any of the parents' words for this, because they've clearly shown they're not in any of the investigative work, right? None of the parents. We should have heard from them. Hey, Kaylee said she was going to be here. Where are Dylan's parents? Were they interviewed about Dylan's whereabouts? So before we say why these individuals were in Moscow, I think we should see that information before we assume, because the lens I'm looking at it through is Kaylee was there
Let me
because Kaylee wanted to be there.
let me rephrase it then. We were told that's why that happened.
Yeah.
I'll just put it that way. Okay.
Yep. Sorry about that.
No worries. That's a good thing. A good thing to point out. But yeah. Anyway, that's what we were told. So there's the best answer I can give you on that, Norma, for sure. Sorry to interrupt.
He went through the whole effort of forcing Xana's bathroom door open to take her out. But then stares Dylan directly in the eyes and then turns around and walks out the door. We're really supposed to believe that? Like, here's the thing with these with a lot of these people that believe that Koberger is guilty. You have to do so many mental gymnastics to get there. It's not even funny.
Koberger then attacks Ethan, and that's when Dylan hears him say, "Don't worry, I'm here to help you," to Xana.
Yeah.
Dylan was watching Vampire Diaries, because that is line in Vampire Diaries in which they were watching that night.
Exactly.
Now, it's long been believed that Madison Mogen was the first victim, then Kaylee, then Xana, then Ethan.
No, mainstream media believes that. Alternate media, which what you're on, and you clearly do not follow. There are people that believe it was Anna and Ethan first, that were taken out first. It was Blakey and Maddie second or third and fourth. I mean, we don't know the order of which it happened, and to suggest at this current juncture that it's only one person is utterly insane, because there's people out there that believe that it was all at the same time. So there's no dominant narrative in this.
However, based on that interview and the evidence that was collected, they do believe that Ethan was the third victim. So
what evidence do they have to suggest that Ethan is? Because they can't use the knife. They decided to not compel Koberger to say anything.
They also clearly stated in one of the reports and documents that they have no idea how to medically tell who went first, second, third, or fourth.
Dude,
Yeah.
I've got people inside of Moscow telling me that Ethan's legs were ripped apart like when people go to gut a deer, like you take all the guts out. That's how his like thighs were. Like
That's
this one, and this isn't some like this isn't coming from people where it's just like, oh yeah, this is like maybe it's like no, this crime scene very well could have been somewhere else. And one person is not coming in and just slicing and dicing. Again, I love the concept of the mental gymnastics that one has to pull in order to like push Brian Koberger as the murderer. It's so insane. Life is way too short to like try to be that complex with a murder. It's just like it's simple. Like let's simplify things here. Let's not complicate things. But they are just jumping through all sorts of hoops, and it's wildly cool.
It is definitely crazy for sure. But yeah, we were told that Ethan's legs were, their words were used, were carved up. So yeah, that's interesting too. And what I'm trying to understand is if you cut his throat, you stabbed him and you cut through the jugular, he's going to bleed out within seconds. What's the point in cutting the Achilles, the legs, doing whatever that was? That was something personal, in my opinion, that somebody did, if that's true. Okay. And it's very odd. I'll just put it that way.
It's also very personal to be stabbed 54 times.
It sure is, as well as 24 times, and to destroy somebody's face is very personal, in my opinion.
What do I say, Dago?
Drugs,
isn't
that what
money.
Hang on, Dylan. Hold on, Dylan. Go ahead, JC. Sorry.
Because isn't Didn't they say that Kaylee was stabbed something like 54 times?
20 plus.
It,
They've changed the number a couple times, but yeah, 20 plus times. Xana was
and
stabbed 50 plus times. Yes.
Xana was stabbed 50 sometimes.
Yeah, and they're saying a lot of it, and it was her head, her face, her chest, her hand, all of that stuff, because a lot of it they're saying was because of defensive wounds.
And Kaylee's head was bashed in as
Her
well.
face was completely destroyed and unrecognizable. Her head was caved in the back. I know this is gross, guys, trigger warning, but I'm just telling you what it said in the generic report that we received from, they won't give us the actual autopsy report to be able to show and read the truth, but that's what they're telling us. And yeah, it was definite overkill, like SRB said, like high levels of overkill. And it's definitely it feels personal to me, like super personal.
Kaylee's head was bashed in because she had a bullet through her face and they wanted to cover it up so no one could see that it was actually a gunshot wound. So they made it look like her head was smashed in.
And
She was actually shot in the face. But again, there's not going to be evidence to prove that. And Dylan and Bethany are too dumb to say anything about it. But that's the firecracker that Bethany heard was Kaylee's face getting shot.
that's what a lot of people are saying at this point. Yeah.
That's what Mort's saying.
Yeah, there's a lot of people throwing that out there right now. Okay, Jace, take your time, hon. On we go. Again, I appreciate this, Dylan. Not Dylan. Dylan Hildreth. Sorry, Dylan H. I'm gonna call you Dylan H. There we go.
H.
I'm sure that could possibly be.
So what are your all's thoughts? Do you think this makes more sense than the original theory? I certainly do.
Have a good night. Good
sense.
trouble.
What do you mean makes more sense? So, you believe Koberger went through all the effort to get through a barricaded door to take out Xana, looks Dylan directly in the eyes with the door wide open, her in a frozen shock phase, and just walks out the door. That makes more sense.
JC had a phone call she had to take real quick. Twitch. She'll be right back.
Come on now. Come on. Please.
Fuck.
Stop with the mental gymnastics. And then we got Riley the news on why the ping pong table, well, the beer pong table, it's not a ping pong, wasn't moved. Because if this chase would have happened, that table undoubtedly gets flipped over, thrown around. It is not in pristine condition. The mental gymnastics that this girl goes through is insane.
Question that keeps being asked on the Idaho 4 murders is how was the ping pong table undisturbed because it was blocking the hallway? And
It was.
I'll admit I had questioned this too until I looked
Got it.
a little bit deeper. Okay, so this is a layout of the second floor. There's the kitchen where he entered through the sliding glass door. So he would have came in through here, through this opening, and then went up the stairs. As for Koberger, he never needed to go past the ping pong table.
The ping pong table is right down there. And there were bodies found over here. How would he have possibly got from here to there without going anywhere near the ping pong table or the beer pong table?
Xana is in bedroom C, so she would have came through the living room, through the hallway, up the stairs, and back down the stairs to her bedroom when she realized what was happening. Dylan is in bedroom D because there she can see when he exits through the kitchen and through the sliding glass door.
Well, she's not seeing him exit through the sliding glass door. But anyway.
And when she left her bedroom, she would have ran past Xana's room where she says she saw her laying on the floor, down the stairway to the first floor to Bethany's room. Here are the crime scene photos taken immediately after officers arrived on.
I want to add something to that I've said from the beginning. So as we see, there's a distance between this area, right? You can see my cursor, maybe probably not. Okay, so the opposite side of that table, let's say, okay? She had to go around the table to get past it, obviously, in my opinion, to go down that stairwell. She's that distance. Xana was all the way in her room, her head facing the wall, her feet facing the door, on the floor. I don't know what the lighting was in the house. I'll just say that the lights were on, but she ran by, according to her exact words, and glanced and saw that it was Xana. You didn't go in, you didn't look, you didn't. I've always argued this point. I don't believe that. I don't believe that statement that you ran by, glanced, and knew that that was Xana. Okay, that's all I'm saying. First off, her face and head were away from you further. It's probably a good, I don't know, at least 20 foot from where you were probably at to see that distance away to know exactly. I personally think that you ran in there as you were going by and saw her. If this is true at all, if the story's true at all, and that's how you knew that was Xana. So in turn, to do that, you would have to walk in the room, see Ethan in the bed, Xana on the floor, maybe you even touched her. I don't know. To see if she was breathing, shook her, said something to her, whatever, because she didn't respond to your. But again, if that's what happened, that's what I believe truly happened. So I just want to put that out there for everybody to understand. I don't believe that statement. That's all.
Scene pretty much. Nothing was moved. We see the living room, and then right here, past the table, is the hallway that leads to the stairs. Here's a better view of it. You can see it does look like it's blocking the hallway a bit, but there's still some room to go around it.
What do you mean room to go around it? A genuine curiosity.
Right? You could possibly even argue that she did bump into it and that these cups were knocked over.
Oh, okay, if you bumped into that table, everything is coming down. Come on.
Those tables weigh about 4 pounds. They're nothing. Okay. I could take 2 fingers and flip the damn thing. I've done it before. So if anybody were to bump into that table, it's either going to slide all the way across the floor to the other side of the room or completely flip upside down, knock every cup down. Like these ones that are all nice and neat, tucked together here that have very little fluid in them. Just saying. Again, these are opinions, of course, but think about it.
Over and were originally stacked like the ones on the other end. She just hit this end. Now, here's the body cam footage when they first arrive on scene. The ping pong table, and they walk around it. Here they're going upstairs to...
Yes, they walked around it. Keyword, walked.
Kaylee and Maddie's room, and you can see the kitchen. Again, Koberger never needed to go past the ping pong table because he just came in this way. And
again, he has to get to Xana's room. The only way to get to Xana's room is going by that beer pong table.
Side note, this to me shows that he absolutely had a target of either Maddie or Kaylee because it does not make any sense whatsoever that he comes in through the sliding glass door and doesn't check the room right here, literally right there in front of where he would have walked in, which is Dylan's room. Instead, he purposely goes up the stairs. Anyways, we see the officers. They get around it. No problem. Here is Dylan's room.
Again, they are walking around it carefully.
This is the supply closet and the stairs to Kaylee and Maddie's room. Okay, here they are coming down the stairs. This is what Xana would have been looking at. As you can see, it looks like there is a lot more space and room to get around the ping pong table without knocking it over.
Again, you are... in this theory, Xana would be in a full sprint.
Especially right here, it shows just how far it actually is. Here they are again at the actual entranceway, and look, it looks like there's at least 3 feet of space right there. She could have easily ran around that without ever touching it, but again...
the vibrations of the running.
Let me just say something real quick. You're right about the mental gymnastics. This is a trip. So let me put this into perspective real fast. If you're being chased by somebody that's wielding a knife that you know is trying to take your life, the speed that you'd be running, okay, it reminds me of a cartoon where you see somebody trying to turn a corner and the brakes that makes that noise trying to turn the corner. The speed that you would have behind you, in my opinion, is going to be obscene. Okay, so to get all the way around this table, go down that hallway, or slide by it here to go down this hallway, you're gonna hit. There was no way in hell that you're either not gonna knock this over, or even if you go around it, you're still gonna bump into this table at some aspect, in my opinion. And at that point, when you do, it's gonna knock it down, I think. So yeah, this is, like you said, the mental gymnastics. Come on now. I agree. I agree.
This chase scene happened. There's no evidence to suggest that it did, other than Dylan saying it, and we all know how non-credible she is.
And maybe those cups were sitting upright, and she did hit it.
Again, if she would have hit the table, everything's coming down.
And I was gonna just say the only way I'm okay with this statement at all. There's Miss JC. Welcome back, Jace. Good to have you back, sis. The only way
Sorry
I'm
about
comfortable
that.
with this. Oh no, you're okay. Is I'm gonna guess possibly maybe the table did get knocked over, and during the cleanup that everything was set back up nice and neat and left back in proportion like it should be. That's truly what I think could have happened, possibly. Okay, if anything, just saying.
That table is flipped over.
This is the confusing thing for me. He would have taken this route to leave back out.
Going right next to beer pong.
Thank you, Aries.
You just said at the beginning of this, he wouldn't have had to go by the beer pong table. And yet, here is your route going right by the beer pong table. It is over here.
The sliding glass door. I'm curious.
Or did she run downstairs, go through the kitchen, out and down and around, which doesn't. No. Okay.
Curious at what point Dylan was able to see him face to face. I believe what she
I dare.
says. I don't think she's guilty whatsoever. They're victims too. And if you would have seen her,
They're victims of okay. Now earlier on in this case, I did make statements. I used to that. First off, they're not victims of the crime because they survived. Second off, I used to say they were victims of the circumstance of the crime. I don't say that anymore because they're not, in my opinion. If anything, they're suspects to me. Maybe I'll give them witnesses, but more suspect than anything at this point. There's no victim here at all. So you can stop saying that. I'm so tired of hearing that. It's insane. And I'm so tired of hearing that we're victim shaming against them because we're asking questions about knowing the truth, which is all we want. But okay.
You got ahead of me.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure it's coming. I'm sure. But facts are facts, folks. S23, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you very much. This is just, wow.
she would have been killed too.
So you completely believe her, but say that she's lying about getting face to face with Ober.
I don't understand if I'm getting his path wrong. Either way,
There isn't another path. I mean, there's not a portal in Xana and Ethan's room that leads you out the back door.
to me, this makes sense as to why she was able to go past the ping pong table without knocking anything over. And
again,
First off, first and foremost, let me say this right away. I can't believe this girl spent this much time trying to make this make sense for herself. Okay. That's what kills me right now. I'm sorry, but like you spent so much time making no sense. But okay. Who is this anyway? Who is this? Do you know who her name is?
it's like Lou News or something like that.
Okay. Just saying, like, wow. You spent a lot of time for nothing, in my opinion. I'm sorry, but wow.
I actually ripped two of her. There's a second video in this video that I rip of hers.
This is kind of entertaining, bro. I like this. Thank you. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna hammer this home. Xana would have been in a full dead sprint using logic. It would have absolutely disturbed the table. And then, in your theory, Koberger is giving full chase. And that's even more weight tumbling around because he would have been in a dead sprint.
Now, let me point one more thing out too that I pointed out to you guys a long time ago. First off, this house is put together like a deck of cards. It's garbage, okay? It's cardboard in a sense. It's a shitty house. There's no carpet for shock absorb, okay? None. So any stomping down, bouncing, these floors move, the walls move, the whole house moves. That table's going to be bouncing all over the place when you got people running all over the house. That's all I'm going to say. So there's that too. Remember that as I'm sitting here thinking about the way this house is, you hear everything and everything. It's a shitty ass house the way it was built, period. They were like Christy even said it, that they were just throwing pieces of additions on here and there and just shoving it all together like a damn Lego house. It's crazy. But so yeah, vibration all over that house too. So that's another thing, since you're really putting as much time into this, girlfriend. Just saying.
It shows that maybe she did knock stuff over. A question that keeps being asked on the Idaho 4 murders is how was the...
I mean, it is absolutely insane, the mental gymnastics that you have to go through to be able
I want to see if putting my glasses on makes me think this way. We'll see.
to be able to fit this square peg in this round hole. I mean, oh yeah, a full chase happened right next to the beer pong table, but it wasn't intense enough to where it wouldn't have knocked over the table. And you would also have to factor in that Xana decided, after seeing her friends getting murdered, that she ran towards the dead end. She willingly cornered herself instead of going down the flight of stairs and out the front door.
Yeah, Elliot, you're talking about Ashlyn Couch. Dylan herself said you can hear everything in this house, even though in the beginning she said she couldn't hear nothing. But yeah, but you're right, Elliot. That was another statement for real.
There are so many things here that just doesn't make sense. And here you have people that are going off of the mainstream media that are completely okay with the mental gymnastics in this to accept this theory, even though none of it adds up. I've looked through some of her videos, and there is no mention, at least of the videos that I have seen, of bringing up the blood that was on the back of the knife sheath that does not come back to Brian Koberger. So the news part of her name, of her username, is false. She's not news. He's just regurgitating what Nancy Disgrace, Ashley Band full of shit, what Brian Enton, I haven't come up with ever yet.
Frodo.
But she is just believing the gospel of what they are saying, and they are believing the gospel of what Dylan is saying, despite what Dylan is saying does not add up. And to tie everything together in a nice little bow, and I'll leave it with this: that I found out for sure on Dago's channel, which will be linked below. He is absolutely
Thanks, bro.
incredible. But Dylan was the catalyst for Kaylee coming home. Dylan was the catalyst for Maddie staying at 1120 King Road that weekend. Seems a little suspicious. Because whoever actually did this had to have been close enough if Maddie or Kaylee were the targets. And again, we don't know who the targets are. But if it was Kaylee and Maddie that were the targets, they would have had to have been close enough to know that Kaylee and Maddie were going to be there in this short notice change of mind.
Especially the Kaylee part. Okay. That had to have been somebody that was in that, in my opinion, within that circle to know Kaylee had been gone for a period of time. Okay. And there was no talk of her coming back at any specific time. Think about that for a minute. Somebody either had to tell whoever that she was there, or specific people knew she was coming back. That's the only way anybody would have known she was there. And she sure as hell with the, in my opinion now at this point, knowing that the injuries and the wounds that she succumbed to is very personal to me. I've been looking at Kaylee possibly as absolutely one of the targets. I'll just say that. That's not 100% fact, but in my opinion, 100%, I feel that way. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, that's a very good point.
With Kaylee coming back and Maddie not leaving. So, and I don't know, you may have mentioned it, but I haven't seen anything where she's mentioned it. But it just doesn't add up. Other than either, I think the third video that I break down on hers, the third video that I break down, it's her theory of what happened.
That should be fine. I think a couple of people got a little confused, Dylan, on what you had meant about Maddie staying in the house. You might have misspoke on something, maybe, possibly, but there's a couple people about Maddie staying in the house questioned that maybe. What did you mean by that, if you can explain?
So from what I've heard, Maddie was supposed to go somewhere else that weekend. I think she was going up to Boise. I think it's Boise to see her boyfriend, or
yeah, that statement. I do remember that from a long time back. So maybe that. Okay, I see what you're saying now. Makes sense, possibly. That could be another way to look at that too. I never thought about that. It was never clarified in any documents or anything like that, but it was something that was stated way, way early on. And there was also supposed to be something else that kind of got my attention too. Was there was supposed to be another friend of theirs that was going to spend the night there with them that night, and just conveniently decided something didn't feel right and decided not to.
Yeah, Ashlyn.
Was it Ashlyn? Okay, yeah, that's right. You're right. It was Ashlyn.
Yeah,
she was going to spend. Yeah, they even it was her mother said it in the Dateline, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
yeah.
That's right. Thank you. Okay.
So there was a couple people that said something didn't feel right, and they just went home instead of doing something else.
Thank you. Yeah. So that was something else too. Yeah, that was Ashlyn Couch, the former roommate, whose name was still in the lease, mind you, was supposed to spend the night there that weekend or that night with them, and just something didn't feel right. So I'm not going to do it. Yeah, interesting.
Who is she with?
Somebody knew that something. I mean, that leads me to believe that somebody knew something was going to go down.
Guys, I was told for weeks upon weeks upon weeks that there were quite a few people that knew and expected that something was happening on this night ahead of time, way ahead of time. Okay. That there was supposed to be the shakedown, whatever the hell it was going to be. There were people that knew about it. Now, hearing that, I forgot all about that statement now, too. Knowing that, so you heard this around campus or in the mix of your circle of friends and said, you know what? I'm not going to trust it. I'm not going there tonight. And I got to wonder how many other people stayed away from that house that night. since it was such a busy house. And remember how quiet it was that night around there? Pretty quiet, wasn't it? Yeah. Considering what it's like usually every other weekend, there was nobody there, guys. Nobody was there. That's interesting too, now that I think of it. So, how many people heard what might go down at 11:22 on Saturday night and decided I'm staying away? Just saying. Jen says so did Jack D, I believe. Wasn't he asked to do, or maybe it was somebody? I could be Jen, but there was quite a few people that probably would have been going to that house on a Saturday night. It's a weekend, folks.
I believe they. I think Kaylee was trying to get Jack to come back to 11:22 to pick up a vape or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, and well, there's a couple theories on that, but yeah, that's what we were told. You're right, absolutely. Interesting though. Now that I think of that, yes, very interesting. And Maddie was supposed to go. I remember hearing in the beginning she was supposed to go to spend the weekend with another friend or something. And being that Kaylee came back, she decided to stay or whatever. Something like that. Either way, on we go.
Some sort of involvement, and was the catalyst for this, or you have the undercover police officers that were involved in it, and Moscow PD and ISP are playing cover up to protect the Good Old Boys Club. I mean,
Oh, you're talking about Jeff, not Ben. Ben is Maddie's dad. Jeff Kernodle is Xana's dad. I get mixed up all the time too, Norma. Why all of a sudden are the parents lying now? Xana's father is saying he never talked to Xana the night of the. Where did you see that, Norma? Because he clearly stated that he talked to her in one of the documentaries and made a statement. His impact statement involved part of that too. So that's wild. If that's true, yeah, just don't be backpedaling on these things, guys, because that's not cool. Because there's too much bullshit going on already. We don't need more. But in an interview with the news reporter, he said Xana called him at 12, yeah, and said Ethan and Loach got into a fight. He asked if they needed him. Jasmine wouldn't let him go because he had been drinking so much. This is absolutely correct. You're right. So I didn't hear him backpedal on that. So if he did, let's not change it up now, bud. That's not cool. And so is Jake asked for a friend to keep an eye on Maddie? You mean Jack Showalter? Wouldn't you think he knew something? I do. Yes, I do. Who was the friend that asked him to keep an eye on them? Was it Jack Decor? Was it somebody else that was in the club that night? Or not even there that night? Just saying. No, we just discussed this. And Jeff and Jazz both said that they last spec. Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. Thank you for reminding me. Common sense. They changed that date on that, you guys, for anybody that didn't catch this. That they said that it was on the 11th. They mistook the day, which was the day before. That's what changed. Okay, thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Like I said, I have short-term memory issues and I forget things all the time.
it makes sense because all the evidence that we've seen does not tie back to Koberger. And if you look at some of the things she has said about Koberger, actually, I got one more. We'll do one more. So, what would have happened if this case would have went to trial?
Okay, now I remember which one.
Buckle up for this one.
Or case went to trial, would Dylan Mortensen have been a credible witness?
No. He wouldn't have. There was, with what we know in the documents, which they could be wrong. I mean, the report that what's his nuts? I forgot his name. the veteran officer who decides to wait 9 months to a year to write up his reports.
Gilbertson.
Yeah, or I think it was. I don't know. I don't remember. The
It's
one
no
who
big.
interviewed the one who interviewed Bethany in the body cam.
Oh, Blaker.
Yeah. Yep.
Laker.
The guy that's involved in everything.
Fucking rat.
Right.
Had Bethany's interview completely twisted.
Before we get into this, I'm going to start out by saying I do not believe for a second Dylan or Bethany had any part of this.
You got to add that caveat because you want to be a part of the good guys.
Whatsoever. They are
Because
victims.
you got to fit the narrative.
Just like everyone else. And if Brian Koberger would have seen them, I truly believe they would have ended up dead too. Now, Dylan specifically, she wasn't.
Wait. Hey.
They would have ended up dead too. Now, would have seen them, I truly believe they would have.
Okay, so you don't believe Dylan's story that it went face to face.
Ended up dead too. Now, Dylan specifically, she was an eyewitness. She saw Brian Koberger.
No, she saw somebody in a mask. Watch the body cam footage.
Statements throughout the entire case remained pretty consistent.
Again, we have to see the actual footage
she
of
just-
Dylan's interviews to confirm, because, again, Moscow PD is absolutely horrific at writing up police reports that are accurate. But stories changed multiple times.
People get too caught up in that the
Multiple.
She said she thought it was Kaylee that she was hearing, but then later realized that it was Xana.
Which, if you cannot tell voices apart, that is a problem.
Keep in mind, they hadn't lived together very long. She didn't even know how to spell half of their names.
That should be a big issue for you, girlfriend.
3-6 months at that point.
She didn't even know how to spell their names.
I mean,
No, they didn't. They didn't know how. See, I put the glasses on. It still doesn't make it work. No, she had to think real hard. Both of them actually had to on certain names. They didn't even know how to spell their names correctly, right? But I'm not saying that that's a big deal, but still, that should be a little bit of a flag to you. It tells you that they're not as close as everybody wants everybody to believe. That's all I'm saying.
come on now.
Beyond that, she stayed pretty consistent. However, every single detail would have been absolutely torn apart by the defense. If even one juror would have had any kind of reasonable doubt about Dylan's testimony or anything else,
Anybody with a functioning brain would have reasonable doubt.
for that matter, that could have changed the entire outcome of the case. And they most likely would have picked apart just how reliable her glimpse of Brian Koberger would have been.
Which is not. In the original body cam footage, she says, she doesn't even mention bushy eyebrows.
Up here is Xana's room. So after Brian left Xana's room, he came back through here and left out the sliding glass door. We know this because Dylan says she opened her door and saw him. She says she actually made eye contact with him even. And unless there is a different route, I am not realizing that you can go from Xana's room
Again,
to the sliding glass door, I don't see how she could have made direct eye contact with him. He would have been coming this way.
So you don't believe Dylan. She has contradicted herself
And
in 30 seconds.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. This is great.
probably focusing on the exit unless he was glancing over at her room, which then you wonder, why didn't he see her? Visual snow, he just wasn't paying attention, he had tunnel vision.
Or he saw Dylan and elected not to because of a litany of reasons.
Because he
Or maybe
wasn't
he did
supposed
see
to.
her and thought she was calling 911, so wanted to get out of there. Either way, the defense would have absolutely
Which he wasn't running out of there.
used this to pick her apart, paint her as
if somebody thought somebody was going to call 911 and they were worried about it, I would imagine they'd be running, not strutting out like Michael Myers. Okay. That's just my opinion, because she didn't describe him running out the door. She said, I watched him walk out the back door. Those were her words. But okay. Good point.
Incredible, even cast doubt into whether or not she was involved. Again, I don't think she was. I firmly believe she was a victim. But what I believe.
No, there were 4 victims here. There's only 4. Tanner Kernodle, Ethan Chapin, Madison Mogan, Haley Goncalves. They're the victims. Dylan is not a victim. Bethany, victim.
And what the defense will use is 2 separate things. And then that makes you wonder what the jurors will think. Besides that, they would also say she's not credible because she was drunk, not credible because she had hallucinations. She said she wasn't sure if she was dreaming.
That is directly from Dylan in the body cam footage.
Why she didn't do anything or call 911. While no one knows what the outcome of the trial would have been, and yes, there was plenty.
Oh, I can tell you exactly what at least the fallout would be. Depends on the jury on whether they think emotionally or logically, which there's no way to know. But if you think emotionally, then you're going to find them guilty. If you think logically, there's no way you can find them guilty. So
And the jury does have rules.
Would have been a lot of people
that.
at MPD getting fired, a lot of people at ISP getting fired. Arthur,
say again, JC.
I said, and the jury does have rules to go by. So
very true. Very true. Yes.
I mean, they lay out a rule, but like, doesn't the judge like lay out in every case, like lay out rules for how they should vote or whatever, or how they should come to their conclusion?
And there was even more specific, detailed, and direct stuff with this case. There was going to be.
Oh, of course.
So, it was going to be way stricter and stronger.
Yeah.
Very, very good point.
The crime lab would have had serious backlash because of all the blood that was found in the house, and never decided to actually test it.
That wasn't tested.
Figure out who actually did the crime.
Plenty of evidence to nail Brian Kohlberger at the scene and in the house that night, and he admitted to it.
Well, okay, so first of all, he's taking responsibility for it. He's not admitting. That is a very key thing to understand here. Second, there is nothing.
Thank you,
Brian, at the house. Nothing. Touch DNA does not put him in the house. It just says that his touch DNA is on the knife sheath, while completely ignoring the blood mixture on the back of the knife sheath.
And completely ignoring the weapon itself. Because there is no weapon itself.
Enough light to sway the jurors.
It doesn't take Picasso to paint her in a bad light. You don't have to be the next. You don't have to be the next Picasso to pull that one off.
I know that some of the family members did not want this to go to trial, but I can't help but think.
What?
Wait.
Steve, what the hell did she just say? Let me play that back for you one more time. Hold on.
I know that some of the family members did not want this to go to trial, but
Is she talking about the Idaho 4 case? Or is she talking about somebody else's case? What the hell?
I mean, I go into that in the video. I know for a fact Steve G and Christy G They wanted this thing to go into trial.
They all wanted this to go to trial. So what the hell you're talking about, girlfriend? You might want to go back and recheck. Sorry.
I can't help but think.
Same reaction. I love it.
You know, we know Steve G and Christy G did. I mean, and this absolutely should have gone to trial.
Think it's a good thing that he took a plea deal.
The only people who think it was a good thing that Brian took the plea deal are the ones who firmly believe that he was the one that do it. All evidence be damned. So, it like, again, the mental gymnastics in this is absolutely insane.
Yeah, I'm going to guess this girl had to take an 8-hour nap after she did this video. Jesus Christ. Good God.
I'm just going to end up going through and picking her crap apart. I have way too much fun just going through.
I'm going to have to do some of these myself. This is, I mean, it's undoubtedly ridiculous. So great job with this, by the way. But yeah.
The blood evidence around the house, common logic with the beer pong table, and with Dylan and Brian, who they believe Brian, looking face to face. The firecracker going off on the first floor, as Bethany described it. Who knows?
Yeah, and don't forget one thing, you guys. Dylan and Brian Koberg are coming face to face within 3 feet. Once again.
Do you really think that he's just going to let her go?
No, this is how far apart they were. And when they showed a photograph, she went, "Who's that? I don't know him. Never seen him before." I would have noticed that nose, though. I'll tell you that much.
Mm-hmm.
The fuck? That's all you saw was the nose. And you don't recognize him. So, okay. Remember that, too. I'm just saying. That's another important part to this, in my opinion.
That's what that could have actually been. And you would have had to believe that Dylan and Bethany were just Instagram scrolling and job hunting and Snapchatting in their sleep. We know Bethany lied. We know that for a fact. So you'd have to ignore that too. So it's just the amount of mental gymnastics that you have to do for this is utterly insane. So I just wanted to show, I just kind of wanted to show on alternative media, since I showed on mainstream media, the differences in the amount, like I said, the amount of mental gymnastics that you have to go through to believe that Brian Koberger is able to do this. On top of ignoring his autism, ASD, OCD, and germophobia. Even if he did do this, it would have had to have been, it wouldn't have been this messy. It wouldn't have been in a messy fashion. His germophobia would not allow him to do this. We saw the prison footage. His hands are raw. So once those can be explained, once all the lies, all the manipulation, all of the garbage police reports that were written up on this can be explained.
Now, don't forget one important thing Dylan said, too. He's a white guy, and that's because I just know that he is. That's what she said.
Oh, my Lord.
Word for word. I know he's white because I just know he's white. Yeah.
Then I'll start believing. Or if Brian Koberger points out where the knife is.
I mean,
No, Fizzy, I don't believe. I think they are known. I think that they do know who those samples belong to, but that's part of the problem. What were you going to say, Jace?
I mean, I do think that her saying him being white, um, that could possibly be, you know what I mean?
Okay, but the reason she gave for it, because she just knows that he is. Like what? You could have came up with something a little bit better than that, at least, is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But I mean, it's quite possible that this person was white.
Oh, of course.
But to say
It's just the way
just
she stated it.
the
Yeah.
way she said it, yeah, is weird.
Welcome, Jennifer Meineke. Good to see you.
But then again, a lot of things that she said was weird. So there's
Very much
that.
so. Yep.
That's how you get me to cross that bridge. But that's not going to happen. It's not coming. So, I'm Dylan Hildreth. This is Hildreth Media. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any racing, football, true crime, and all news. So, and we'll see you in the next one.
That was
Great,
good.
great
That
job,
was
brother.
good.
Yeah, good job. I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get into doing more of the reaction type stuff.
Do it. Do it. You do it well.
Yeah, my quick wit one-liners have always been legendary. I get it from my uncle and
I think
father.
I think I may do some reactions too. I kind of enjoyed that, and I think I would have a good time breaking it down, and might be a good idea. So yeah, great,
Well,
great
Dago,
job.
I think for you it might be like a good little reliever. You know
That's
what I
what I was
mean?
just thinking. I think I would have a good time.
Because I think you are super stressed with all this, and you shouldn't be. I mean, yeah, he's just a little stressed, guys. He's just a little stressed. Um, but I think it would be a good outlet for you
Yeah, I
to
think I didn't.
kind of have some fun with it
I think
too.
you guys would enjoy me doing it too. If you ask some of my mods when I get to the end of the night, sometimes Miss Tandy will tell you, SRB can tell you. I'll go to channels that people that I don't like because they don't like me. And Dylan dropped off. Thanks for being up here, bud. Appreciate you. And I'll break it down, folks, because they say such stupid shit sometimes, and I can't help myself. And Tandy and SRB and a lot of they have a good time watching me do it. So I think you guys would probably enjoy it too, because I have to let it. She's right. It's a great outlet for me, guys. I spent all day in here yesterday. I went and spent last night till about 2 a.m. on Outcast panel last night. Went to sleep, or no, I'm sorry, went to bed and fell asleep at 4:15. And yeah, I don't sleep because I think about this 24/7. I think about the fact that there's no truth involved in this game. It bothers the hell out of me. Yes, right. I have to have a release of some sort, and I do it. There's channels that I don't attack people. You guys know that. I don't drag people, but people have come at me and made comments to me. So I'll go to Discord with my peeps and we hang out and we'll pull up some idiot's channel and I just go ham on it because it's so stupid. I have to release somehow, and that's how I do it. So
Yeah,
that might be a good idea. I think that we might look into that. JC, and thank you for the idea, Dylan. Anyway.
Yeah,
and I think in like the other night, Dago, I was dreaming about it.
See? It happened.
it happened.
And it's not, yeah, and I think you can completely relate as well. But like I was like, okay, so I'm just gonna say this. I have a sliding glass door in my basement. Okay. And I'm just gonna say this, my family, like at night, I don't know what their deal is, but they leave like even upstairs, they leave the windows open a lot at night. I mean, not like they open the blinds. They don't leave the windows open, but they open up the blinds, and then like sometimes like I'll come down here like after they've been down here and I was upstairs or whatever, and the the sliding glass door is locked, but the curtains are completely open. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, so before I go to bed, I close the curtains and make sure that that damn sliding glass door is locked.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we live in a very, I'm going to say a very safe neighborhood, but that doesn't matter.
Right.
I mean, you can't be too safe anymore.
No, because you see the nicest, most safe neighborhoods going through the same shit nowadays. So yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, we don't have any neighbors to the direct west of us, and we don't have any neighbors to the south of us. But that doesn't mean that somebody can't come lurking.
I'm a
I
red.
absolutely agree.
So I just make sure everything's locked up. I don't care.
I'm a redneck. It's my lifelong dream for someone to try to break in.
Yeah, I live in the country, and everybody that knows me knows what sits next to me and by my door, and yeah, so they no, you don't want to do that. So anyway,
Yeah.
very interesting, very interesting, truly very interesting stuff. So, great stuff, Dylan. I love it. I do.
Yes.
And I was going to ask JC your thoughts on it as well.
Commendable. Very good. And thank you for the laugh. Thank you for the laughs.
Yes.
We kind of need those around here once in a while, don't we, Dago?
Oh my God, dude, that was well deserved and great job, truly. So, if we can, the topic I was throwing out tonight is the alternate perpetrator.
That's what I want to get to.
Yeah, of course. And please hang out, Dylan. Stick around. Don't go nowhere, bro, because I want to hear your thoughts on this too. I have a feeling I'm going to enjoy it. So we all know at this point now that Ann Taylor tried to bring forth 4 alternate perpetrators. He said, go for it. Bring it here. Build the foundation. I will allow you to, portray it. If you give me foundation as to why you believe that they are, possibly perpetrators, which we all knew was bullshit, that he was never going to allow for that to go through. But okay. And she gave it her all. And these 4 perpetrators were listed as people that lived within walking distance to the crime scene, that were known to the circle of victims, possibly 4 males, which is interesting because we know that the DNA that was found at the scene, the extra DNA found at the scene, is male. Okay.
I do believe it was male, 1 male and 1 female.
One, but there was at least 1 male is what I'm saying. There was male DNA found at the scene on top of what they were saying. So yeah, that's what I meant. But thank you for that, sir. Yes. Yeah, I have that too that we're gonna throw out, Wade Bird. But anyway, and now we know now that they were on the state's witness list.
That's crazy.
What? Okay, but yeah, very interestingly convenient. There was something else I was going to add to that. It just slipped through my head because I'm thinking of something else at the same time. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, what's up, Hemisphere? Good to see you, bro. 3 unknown male. I thought it was 3 unknown males and 1 possible female. There was a mixture under Maddie's nails, and then there was 3 unknown male, 1 possible female. I thought possibly. If please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to be wrong.
So I think it was on Pavarotti's channel. He broke it down. It said there was 4 mixtures under Maddie's fingernails. 1 was Maddie's, 1 was Kaylee's, 1 was an unidentified male, and then another was an unidentified female. And the unidentified male I could be wrong on this part, but I think he was pointing towards it was someone of native descent.
Yeah, that was put into when they put out that whole thing where they said they added African American and Hispanic to it, that everybody got confused about. That in the end, it ended up being that one of them was possibly Native American descent. Yes. Sorry, I can't think tonight. Or talk tonight. So that's interesting. My thoughts are, and there's something else that was brought up too that I want to bring up with this. I do watch Pavarotti from time to time. He does put out some things interesting that I break his stuff down in pieces and pull apart the things that I like that make sense to me and kind of work those out with myself. I don't agree with everything he says. Don't get me wrong, you guys, because there's some stuff that he said that I'm just like, I don't know about that. You know what I mean? But he did point out something in one of the reports we read. We were going through, and I'm curious what everybody's opinion is on this as well, and what your thoughts are on this if you didn't see this. One of the reports we read, and that's what we're talking about, I put it in the title. There was the initials thrown out of JS. When we read that report, we absolutely automatically thought Jack Showalter. We still do when we say those initials. Pav broke it down and looked into it and found somebody else that lives there with those same initials, conveniently. And I'm not going into the whole thing yet, but the initials, it threw me for a loop because I've never heard the name before in my life. You know? And I'm like, oh shit, okay. And he pointed out all these things and found his name, where he lives, what he does, who he is, all about him. And I don't know for 100% fact if it's him or if it's Showalter. What he said about that specific person really made some sense. And that person is related to somebody else. Now, that other person, I'm not going to go there yet, okay? What we were brought to understand from the defense was that the 4 male alternate suspects, perpetrators, whatever you want to call them, lived within walking distance. At least a couple of them, I think, knew the victims in some aspect. They're male, we know that. That's really as far as it went. There was something that was stated within that document, the last report, I think it was, that we went through, or the document, I should say, that was redacted in the unsealed document, but it was redacted. And there's something that connects these people to this crime somehow, because that's what was redacted. Because the statement that Hitler makes within this document, he says they don't blah, 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 I can't remember exact words, but just the point I'm trying to make doesn't matter. It says redacted, but that doesn't tie them to the crime. What is redacted that but doesn't tie them to the crime? There's something that ties them to the situation.
To be in the report in the first place.
In the report to be redacted. Thank you. Whatever that redacted statement is, this is why I don't sleep, you guys. Whatever that redacted statement is that he said, whatever that is, but doesn't tie them to the crime. There's something they did
to make the statement in the first place.
Yes, there's something about these 4 that would make you redact what it is in that, like you just said, in the first place. So,
and I haven't seen the document, and I am no genius.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, people.
Yeah, it's redacted for a reason, because that statement alone, I feel, you guys, would probably give us exactly who they are. Okay? I think whatever that redacted statement would tell us who the alternate perpetrators are.
Mm-hmm.
Flat out. That's why it was redacted. And I don't mean to, I'm not trying to confuse anybody. So if I'm talking too much, just tell me to shut up. But that statement alone is what got me going nuts over this. Okay. Whatever he said truly is the answer to that, I think. Now, thinking about the rest of that, we looked at the transcript the other day, whatever it was. Thank you, Kelly. We looked at the transcript the other day. Are you telling me to set up? Okay, sorry then. I'm sorry. If I need to clarify something, please tell me to do it. I promise I will. Shit. Well, we went through the transcript, and it was the alternate perpetrator, the closed hearing. Okay, there were what 5, 6, 8 pages of unredacted shit between a back and forth conversation between Hitler and Bicca Barlow. Bicca Barlow, the DNA expert on the defense team, and the judge. Nobody else was involved in that conversation until the end of it. And that's basically somebody else made a statement. I think it was Thompson had to put his 2 cents in because he's a jackass. So, but back and forth, Bicca doesn't say shit ever, but she goes back and forth with the judge for 5, 6, 7, 8 pages, and they completely reject every word. Okay, every word. So I'm gonna say something with the DNA, whatever that statement was. There's something there, and I'm working hard on trying to figure out who in the hell these 4 are. It's driving me insane. Simply said, sit down. Okay.
Do you think? I think, I don't know, from the way that everything is described to me, I think Bicca is smart.
Oh, beyond smart. Too
I
smart.
think Bicca knows more than what maybe anyone else knows.
I have to agree. Bicca is very intelligent. Very, very, very intelligent.
Yeah, because some of the things that I've heard about her and in the, things that we've read, because remember that one night we were talking and Jesse was talking about it and Anne said something about, I don't know, ask Bicca.
Oh yeah. Anne referred to
Yeah.
her a lot towards the end. Yes, she did.
Yeah, I think Bicca could, yeah.
I think they have the answers, to be honest with you, in my opinion.
I think they do too.
Truly. I truly believe they have the answer to who did this.
I think both sides do.
Oh, I know the prosecution does. I'm very confident in that. But I think they were about to present that.
The prosecution, without a doubt, has who actually did this. Whether Ann Taylor has it or not, I have no idea. If she does, then you got to go rogue. You got to come out, say that DNA
100%.
that actually matches so and so, and I mean, then either Hitler is going to have to unleash the files to prove her wrong,
Right.
Which he's not going to.
Very good point.
Somebody has to go rogue. It's plain and simple. And whoever
that's
does,
not going to happen.
Well, whoever does,
I mean,
whoever,
I don't think in the near future it will anyway.
What I think needs to happen, guys, this is what I was going to tell you guys, and this is the opinion I have of this, okay? Hemisphere says it all started when Anne said that the prosecution had 2 perpetrators that they were looking at from the very beginning, and Bill stopped investigating that. Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point. And when Anne came forth with that statement, you guys, if you remember a statement she made where she said that they were going through the tips and it came forward about another perpetrator with a secondary weapon. Does anybody remember that? Okay, in the one hearing.
Yeah.
I think things started going south right there. Okay. And there was some more of that stuff that she was looking into. I think that here's what I believe, I'm going all over the place. My ADHD is going insane right now. What I'm trying to tell you guys is I think what needs to happen at this point is the defense needs to find a way to get those names out to the public. Okay? Into the courts. They need to get a way to get those names out and to be looked at in some aspect. Whoever those 4 males are, they need to be completely like stripped down to the world and put out. Okay. That's what I think needs to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that email chain, that
Good night, SRB.
That back and forth, that should not have been redacted. What that tells me is
right.
Hitler got absolutely pantsed in that back and forth.
I'm sure he did. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. That's it right there. Bingo. Simply. And yes, think about it, guys. When that all started to come to the table, she presented whatever foundation she came up with for those, and he absolutely wasn't hearing it. You saw how fast he broke that down and said, no. Nope, there's nobody. They're not connected to the car. Therefore, in turn, no. What? That was a big mistake. He should have never said that. But that told me that there was, at least it seemed to me, I should say, in my impression, that everybody got nervous because that had to be presented to the state. You saw that. They have to see that first. They had to show it to the state, and the state in turn, and of course the judge. The state probably ran to the judge and said, no, 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 no. Okay, we can't have this happen. They argued that. No, it's not going to happen. That's not right. This and that. They got upset. They got nervous, whatever you want to call it. Because I think that they had it figured out. And I think the state knew that. That point forward. Yeah.
From that point forward, they started talking about a plea deal.
Right, because they also denied the continuance. I can't remember which came first. I think the alternate perpetrators was denied, then the continuance was denied. The continuance, she was going to put forth the continuance to give more time so that she could prove that these 4
were it.
Okay. In turn, and again, folks, this is purely my opinion. I don't have facts to support any of this. I'm looking at what I see and what I've come to the conclusion of at this point. They were not going to let that happen. That's why this, in my opinion, was shut down. The threats were made to certain people when that came forth, and they were like, somebody's close to something here. We don't like this. Okay. And Twiz says they denied the continuance when it moved to Boise too. I think probably it's a good point, bud. But at that point, think about that. That's when everything went completely to shit, folks, and dissolved. She came with the alternate perpetrators. It was presented to the state. Denied with the judge. They were like, no, you better shut that shit down right now, Hitler. End of story. And then the continuance, like I said, was going to be what she was going to take that time to prove this. Nope, not going to give it to you. You can't have it. No way. She hit the wall and the plea deal comes forth because they knew if this went to trial and those things came out, guess what happens?
They have a losing case.
This is done. Exactly. In my opinion, that's what was going to happen. That's what my thoughts are on this, you guys. Now, exactly who is this? I don't know. Paul has put out some videos saying who he thinks it could be. I've seen other people saying who they think it could be. I have my thoughts as to who I think it could be based on the little hints they've given us. But at the same time, don't forget something. It could be 4 people, 4 males that we absolutely did not think it was. There's that too, and I just want to put that out there for everybody to remember. But they said that these 4 people, that was the other fact that I forgot to state. 4 males. They live within walking distance. They're known to the circle of victims. And they're out to the world already. That was another statement made that they were already put out, whether it's through Dateline, the news, MSM, something. Their names have been put out already. So they are people that we've either spoke about, talked about, or know about at that point.
So it's not like they're bombshells.
No,
they're not bombshells like Brian Koberger.
Yeah. Have they been in prison before? I have no idea, Kelly. I wish I did know that. I wish I did know that. But it could be if they had, Kelly, that would be a good way that the defense could be able to kind of prove that because of their previous
history
and things that they've done and things like that. Possibly, yeah, very possible.
Now there is one person, and I'm not sure if he's on the alternate perp list, that on the offset when this first was going down and before the Koberger was even a thought, I was thinking when everybody was hounding on Jack D, and I was looking at it and I was like, no, it doesn't quite fit. If this was done, I don't remember how much of the case that I knew at the time, but it would have been somebody would have known that Jack was spiraling. They would have seen signs. So it doesn't quite fit. And then and then the ISP docs come out. I think it was the ISP. Those come out, and then it mentions how Jack D was going to counseling over the breakup with Kaylee, and I'm like, oh, we might have cleared him a little too quickly.
Yeah. No. Good point. Good point. And yes, to clear up, I don't believe that they're the four brothers, folks. Not even close. That's a completely separate piece of this. Okay. The four brothers, from my understanding, so that people don't get confused on that, it's still in relation to Brian Koberger. It's part of the family tree. It's just a different branch of the tree. That's how it was explained to all of us. If Lucy was in here, she could explain it better. She's done it many a times, I'm sure, but that's how that was explained. It has nothing to do with the other perpetrators from what I understand on it. Not to, so nobody is confused. Yeah, there was bits of blood found at Jack's house, but that doesn't mean that it's from the crime scene. They found blood on the steps at the what the hell is that thing called? The
arbitrarium.
There you go. Thank you. I knew that you didn't mean that, but yeah. And it does. It's easy to get confused. And I thank you, Jen, for helping with that, because I didn't want anybody to think that either way, because we're trying to keep everybody on a fact-based journey here, because they've already taken us on a non-factual based journey. We're trying to stick to the facts as much as we can and make those make sense with what we know. So in my opinion, you guys, that's what I think was going on between the defense, the prosecution, and Hitler. Okay. Is I think that was coming to the table, and I think it was going to explode at some point. Okay. And if she would have gotten that continuance, again, this is purely my opinion based on what I saw. If she would have got that continuance, it would have given her time to prove that these four alternate perpetrators absolutely were there and had the ability to be these ones, the people that did this.
And she would have came busting through the wall.
Yeah, and they couldn't allow that, okay? So when anybody goes and says that Ann Taylor didn't do this and Ann Taylor didn't do that, please stop, okay? You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know what she had to stand up against. You don't know what she was faced with. And you don't understand the wall that they put up in front of this woman. She did everything she could do to save this man's life, and did. In the end, she saved his life, okay? And we still don't know, because, again, it's been pointed out to me many, many times that there have been no motions, no documents, no nothing filed that says that they have withdrawn as defense counsel for Brian Koberger. Nothing.
So it hasn't. So we're left to believe it hasn't happened.
That's right. That's right. Or we'd have seen a document somewhere. They have to file that document withdrawing as defense counsel, in my opinion. From what I've read, from what I've been told, that's how that works. Okay? She did not withdraw as defense counsel for Brian Koberger.
It's so frustrating, though, Dago, because you kind of wonder if Anne knows something that we don't, and
I
that's why, you know
of
what I
course,
mean?
of course, I think she does. And it's not
Whether
something
that's for or against Brian. You know
it,
what I mean?
she would know either way. Yes.
Yeah.
The thing is if Anne has, and I people don't seem to get this either. If she's got a plan in place for this, if she's working on something in the background right now, if they're doing it, whatever, they're not going to tell the world. They're not going to tell anybody what they're working on because that
No.
would deflate everything they're doing until they have to. Okay. They're not going to say a word until they have to.
Have to.
And at some point, yes, they would have to file it within the courts, whatever they're going to end up doing. That's how that would have to work. But until that point, no. Why would you put out why would you write down your strategy and hand it to somebody for your video game that you're playing if you're playing against them? You wouldn't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not going to give anybody the strategy
game
you're going to
plan.
use in your chess game. It's not going to happen. So
I mean, I'm a little cockier than that, so I might actually be like, "Hey, this is what I'm going to try to do."
well, I mean, I get it. But in this instance, you know what I'm saying? I probably wouldn't do that too. Like, this is what's going to happen. Good luck with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I will say I do.
And don't think that if you have a differing opinion than me, Dylan, that you can't state it. Please do. I'm not going to get upset by any means. You're good.
No, I mean,
Trust me, we've had plenty of people that are not in agreement with us.
Well, I'm just trying to find the right words for this because it's
Sure.
like I do think Ann Taylor was moving mountains and whatnot, but when you see all of the corruption of that, I am curious to know whether it was Brian saying take the deal or it was more of Ann Taylor saying you should take this deal. Because if you're Ann Taylor, if you do end up getting convicted, well, Koberger's not going down alone. MPD's coming down, ISP's coming down, Othram's coming down.
Sure. That makes sense. Yes. I agree.
In that process.
And that absolutely.
And as far as the appeal process goes, they're not going to put them in front of the squad for another 15 to 20 years. So,
but it was also stated that there's a possibility because of the way things had played out that Brian may have been worried that they were going to try to fast track that.
They were going to fast track the DP.
Right.
Yeah, I'd have to look closer into that aspect to see if it was possible. But yeah, if that is the case, then yeah, I would absolutely back off a little bit on the whole plea deal part.
When I read and saw the stuff that Brian was writing, that he was reading, and basically that he kind of wrote his own story.
Yeah,
it made me kind of realize that this kid knows way more about this shit than we do. And the knowledge that he probably has of this is what may have given him that thought process. He may have found something within there that showed him somehow that they could possibly do it, and it may have made him nervous. Okay. I'm not saying that it's a regular thing because it's not. Okay. I think there's like loopholes in these things that if you hook it just the right way and pull it through that loop the right way, that you can screw somebody's shit bad. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, I feel like it was stated that he may have been worried about that. I'm not saying that that's something that's fact. It's a possibility. And that could have gotten in his head. Maybe somebody else got in his head and gave him something, whether it's real or not. Okay. And remember something, that they don't seem to be, there's laws put in place. There's rules with those laws that could be followed to the T if you're following the law the right way. But if you're not, that's another option. And it looks to me like we obviously know that there was prosecutorial misconduct. There was judicial misconduct in every aspect. Both the judge and the prosecution did so many things they're not supposed to do. law enforcement did so many things they're not supposed to do. So what would make anybody think, especially a defendant in the middle of this case, why would you
they
trust
were going to
anything?
start doing things the right way?
Thank you. Why would you trust a damn thing they're doing at this point to be done the right way? I don't. If I was him, I wouldn't have trusted the state, the judge, a jury. I definitely wouldn't have trusted a fucking jury on this. Okay. No way in hell. Meanwhile, I'm thinking of how this could play out 100%. Okay. That could be partially what happened here. And when she started the things she started going for, I feel like these threats may have started coming to the table like, no, we can't let them do this. And it got heavy and heated. And she knew she was at a wall and that they weren't going to let her go any further. So in turn, she found a way to save his life in that aspect, at least, to give them some time to be able to do something here possibly and bring this to the table. That's where I've come to head with this. And it could be 1,000,001% wrong, folks. But with the way everything is played out, the things that I've been reading and seeing and all the time that I've spent in this, it's the only thing that makes this make any sense to me. And there's more coming. Maybe it'll change it. Maybe it'll change my feelings on it as we get more stuff. I don't know. I don't see any other options here. Okay. I just don't. The fact that he didn't even file a motion for appeal, I'm guessing that's maybe it's going to take some time. I don't know. Or they're looking to hook something a certain type of way to get it to go into play. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not legally.
Yeah.
I don't have all that stuff. I'm just seeing things for what I'm seeing, and I'm trying to put this together in my head to make this make some sense, So
I do find it interesting that Ray hasn't come out and said anything yet. I do know that when he does, he's going to be on Lana's channel. But I do find that interesting because the gag order on him has got to be lifted at this point. I mean, you have the defense's Cellbrite coming out spewing absolute nonsense, and
the barnyard, yeah,
the barnyard dopes. I'm just curious to see if Hippler's playing games, or it's Ray keeping the cards close to the vest.
And it could be a little bit of both too, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I am definitely curious to see once the documents are unsealed. I would pay money to buy a ticket to watch him say what he's going to say. I talked to Lana about it. I'm gonna try to see if he'd be interested in talking to us over here as well. I don't know if I can make that happen, you guys. It's just a thought, but I would love to be able to do that.
Well, and like we said last night, like he has to be kind of careful what he says too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He still has a reputation he's got to withhold.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so on and so forth. So yeah.
So who knows what he'll say publicly? I mean, he could say things privately, but
well, before anybody gets all up in arms over it too, don't expect Cy to come out and go, okay, guys, here's the deal. Brian's innocent, blah, blah, blah. He's not going to say it like that. Please don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Not, I don't think that even close remotely. Not at all.
He would do it in a much more like scientific way.
He's going to
explain, know what I mean.
He's going to explain what he does and how it relates
to this case.
That in turn will show, in my opinion, that in turn will show how it's not. It's first off, I believe, especially now since dumbass called him a conspiracy theorist, he's going to defend that too. I would do that right out of the gate and make Hitler look like the idiot that he is. But, and he's going to do it with class because I think he has more than a lot of the people that have spoke on that stand. But he's going to first and foremost, in my opinion, defend himself against the ignorance that's been put against him. And at that point, then also show why what
And
this much larger issue is that they're covering up, I hope. Um, and show something that would, to everybody, if you understand how he puts it out there, prove that Brian wasn't there at that point, in my opinion. Again, I'm hoping that's what happens, and I'll be there at front row seat for it. That's all I'm saying.
oh yeah.
There you
And he
go.
probably, yes, sir.
If there's ever was a red flag towards Hitler, that was it right there. Because what any judge who gets that complaint for misconduct from a prosecutor,
Right.
break, stop right then and there. Like I told you the other day, he should have had all of them go into his chambers and they sit there and have a nice little chat. Because that right there, that case should have been thrown out.
Oh, there's multiple things he did that should have tossed that. Yeah. And the fact that Cy Ray was there via video and ready to talk, and Hitler wouldn't even look at him. He wouldn't even hear it.
Right.
That'll tell you something by itself, in my opinion. Okay.
That right there ought to tell you everything you need. And not only that, think about what all I put it all in your chat. I just come in here so I can talk about it. But it's the truth. Everything Ann Taylor has tried to do with Hitler, he has gone above and beyond just to fight her against it to a point. And at the time when she did it, it didn't really dawn on me. And now it dawned on me now because I'm sitting there thinking back on it. Of all the things that she's trying to argue against their narrative, and he's arguing right back with her to a point where I felt that she broke a nerve and told her, look, at the end of the day, I don't have to prove anything. I can sit here, keep myself quiet, and let the prosecution present their case and not say a goddamn word. But
that's what was supposed to happen, but they found a way to flip that on her.
Yeah, was that was the straw that broke the camel's back. So that all that redacted stuff that Pavarotti mentioned in his video, that paragraph right before Pavarotti's pointed that out to say that pissed off her DNA expert on Hitler because he wasn't going to allow it in.
Right.
Before perpetrators.
Right.
And that was why I said the reason why she brought it up is because the prosecution already had two of them. It was already looking into two of them. But you look at all the DNA that was in the house. Now, come on now. We was thinking that I know for a fact, I was thinking it was going to be a bloodbath. We're going to see walls. We're going to see blood all over the place. But it wasn't like that. That walkthrough cam showed
right
a very well clean house that was pretty well, they had little things, but it was nothing to my imagination.
No, they definitely overplayed that to the world, and we all expected a way bigger
Scene.
A complete massacre. Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now I'm starting to find out that they found that where they found Xana and Ethan, the bed that they found them on was not covered in blood, like they were slain in there. So the narrative keeps. Now we're starting to find stuff out, and people start digging into it. Now we're starting to find out a little bit of truth here and there. Now that's coming out.
Yes, sir.
So all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, I feel that they had to take that plea because they did everything they can do for Brian. They couldn't do anything else for him. Really couldn't.
Yep.
And from what I'm understanding,
not at that
I
point that way.
I
Yeah,
said that I said that from the very beginning of it that they were cooked either way. So
yeah, it's very unfortunate. I guess we will never understand why Brian Coburn did take that plea. I know if it was me, I'd be like, well, you can't prove I did any damn thing, so we're going to go to fucking trial.
yeah.
Let the jury decide my fate. But maybe Brian Koberger knows more than we do. I don't know.
We may know that one day. I don't know when, but
I
we may.
think they were being threatened.
Oh, I guarantee you they were.
Oh,
I mean, that's the only thing I can
I mean,
justify it for.
Yeah, I
My
believe he was protecting his parents in some aspect, and Anne was protecting herself. They were all keeping their bases covered, and trying to keep him safe at the same time. Danny's comment, in my opinion, is absolutely on point.
Oh, I
Exactly what
100%
I
agree.
feel. That she says, I think Hitler wanted to lock him up, but knew that Ann Taylor was going to expose a lot more, so he kept
So
her
he kept her
quiet.
quiet.
Because that's what would have happened if this would have went to trial. Everything would have been let out of the cage, okay? And
Yep.
that would have flown all over that courtroom. That shit would have been flying like you wouldn't believe. And he couldn't have that. He knew that he wanted Brian guilty. He knew that he wanted Brian put away. He had to have Brian put away. But at the same time, if he let it go to trial, like Tandy said, it would have flipped the entire case upside down. The prosecution would have been seen for who they were. He'd have looked like the fool that he is, and many more things would have came out. And that's why it had to be done that way, in my opinion.
in my humble opinion, they go. We done seen Judge go to retirement. We've seen other people that was there has now left. We're gonna see. We no doubt in my mind. Had the truth came out, a lot more of them be gone.
And not the way they wanted to, right?
Yeah.
And it would look bad on that college and that whole police department.
Yeah, I believe that's what I'm talking about with that whole continuance thing. Hey, Contessa, that all of that, she would have had the time to absolutely prove the alternate perps and more time to expose everything that happened within this. And that would have just been that, and it would have destroyed everything. And they couldn't allow that to happen, in my opinion. And here we are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The biggest question I can always come up with is who is worth doing all this to cover up for? Who is?
Yep.
Oh
who,
yeah. Can you
who is
imagine?
that one that was just so well worth it to go to these extremes to cover this up?
Two groups. Those undercover police officers or Greek Row. Those are the only two that is worth all this cover up.
I even said that too. There you go. The
Oh,
only
of
reason
course,
they
of course.
had a white car in mine is because of that undercover car that was patrolling the neighborhood that night.
So, Dago, speaking of the uh under I don't know what, but was it Lana today that said that Molly said someone said that Molly said she saw a tan sedan.
Yep. Tan sedan with a
Yeah, is she. I don't know if you heard that before, JC. We talked about it before, but she saw the unmarked police car that had the kids stopped at the Banfield
So the
doing its
tan
patrol.
sedan is an unmarked police car.
Yeah, Brett Payne. It was in the reports we went through too, and it proved it. Under the lights, it's silver, but under the lights, it kind of had that goldish, tan looking color to it, bronze, whatever you want to call that color.
Okay.
So he did it. One of his experiments that he does. and ran it under the lights to see what it looked like, and absolutely proved it. And it was in the reports that they were doing. They were patrolling, circling that area. Okay, he knows it. That's what I've been bitching about for about a week now. He knows exactly that was the plainclothes police officers driving the car, circling. Officer Tesdale with the red spiky hair, driving the car,
Yeah.
all that kind of shit.
And
Okay,
she said that she saw someone with red spiky hair.
right.
So she
So
saw Tisdale, not Brian.
exactly, and she came out a while back and basically cleared up her lie that she didn't see Brian either. So
Oh my God. So she inserted herself through a whole thing. You know what I mean? Like,
I think they used her in a sense for
oh
that.
my
She used the
God.
whole I have to go testify that I saw Brian. I think she did that to get out of a DUI personally. Okay.
Absolutely, she did.
But they used her, and also understand, based on the reports and the documents that was unredacted recently that I read, she's the informant that Steve was going to go sit down with, that the FBI said if you do you're going to get arrested. That's who Molly McMichael is. Okay, we know that now, and I'm curious what Molly was
So
going to say to
she's an
Steve.
informant.
Oh yeah, they're all informants. That's what he does. Anybody that gets caught with drugs, he puts them in the drug program, and they work for him. Period.
I am
Okay.
I
Go ahead,
am
Joe.
I am curious because I have a feeling that this was much longer drug out than what the timeline's saying, and I'm kind of curious to know if to see if they were actually lying on whether at least Kaylee and Maddie were restrained in some sort of way or fashion. Because again, at least with Kaylee, we know for a fact this was personal.
Oh yeah, and I think they absolutely know. I don't care what they're saying at this point. It's bullshit, bro. They know that I'm telling you, in my opinion, that Kaylee was the target at this point. Okay, that's my opinion now. They know this too. There's their new statement now that the house was the target, and that they don't know who the target was is absolute 100% pure unadulterated bullshit. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry to interrupt you, Dylan.
Yeah, I believe Kaylee was the target, but
As do I.
it,
As do I.
but for someone like this, they are going to be, and I kind of did my own little psychological profile
Uh-huh.
on at least one of the people
Sure.
that were involved in this. They were they're they're an older college student, potentially going for a master's, definitely medical background, some sort of hunting background, somewhere in that ballpark.
Somebody that
And
knows where to stab somebody to hurt them. Yeah.
yeah, and it's someone very, very experienced and has that sort of icy icy feel whenever they come into the room.
Sure. Yeah. Makes perfect sense.
And and nothing in with Koberger fits. I mean, in every single mass event like this, you see and you want to believe it's like a lone wolf. Well, it almost always comes back to having some sort of mommy issues, daddy issues, which we don't see that here. So it's just
No, they were a very close, tight knit family. Brian and his family were. That's Dylan. He lives by a busy road, so you're hearing the cars go by his house, guys. Who asked that? Hello, Alici. Go ahead, Dylan. Sorry to interrupt you.
but yeah, it's just it's just looking at it, and I'm surprised that I was a little taken back when they said that. Oh yeah, Koberger fits this profile, and it's
No,
like
you're right. You're right. They made everybody out here believe that he fits this profile. They've tried to make everybody, and they did. They succeeded with a small group of people, well, a medium-sized group of people. But the rest of us can see through this, and that's not who Brian is. We know that.
And and just simply, have you ever seen a case where documents come out and it's like, and people start going from definitely guilty to not just not guilty, but
Definitely not guilty.
Yeah, it definitely has changed. You don't see that happen that often. Agreed. You definitely don't see that happen.
Like I've only had interest in one other case outside of this,
Mm-hmm.
and so and I know this is absolutely wild.
What case is it that what's the other case you were into?
Kylie Rodney.
Don't even get me started on that. Don't
Another
even get
wild
me started.
one.
Yeah, you don't even want to get me on that one, guys. We know. You can ask my moderators. Don't even get me going. That's
A wild
insane.
one. I wasn't around for Kylie Rodney's case, but I learned a lot about it, and I knew from the get-go that I was going to learn some wild things.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, that was a wild one. Can anything get more wild than that? And then here comes Idaho 4.
Kylie's case. Listen, I called bullshit on that. I spent a lot of time on that one too, and lost just as much sleep, folks. I was freaking out on that one. When you're going to tell me that you flew a helicopter and drones over top of the spot that car was laying underwater and didn't see it, you're full of shit, because I pulled up the video of them looking down, and you can see the car in the water. It was 12 foot deep.
Yeah, it wasn't that far down.
That was it. You could see the bottom of the damn. No, I called bullshit right there. There's so much bullshit on that one. So much bullshit. Okay. And I'm still not happy with the way I still don't understand how her mother allowed for that to go down the way it did, but I'm not going to get into that because I'll never stop talking about it.
Which my journey into true crime is unlike any other, because it all started with that case and Ryan Upchurch getting interested in that case.
Oh yeah, Ryan. Oh, Jesus, poor Ryan.
Oh boy.
They did a number on Ryan, I'll tell you that much. They really did. I felt bad for him through that in a lot of ways.
Now he's gone completely off the rails. I don't know if you've kept up with him, but he's gone completely off the rails.
Oh yeah.
But
I quit following him at some point because it got really bad.
But
really.
From there, I started following harsh reality, and really, it was harsh reality kind of keeping me within that range of the Idaho 4.
Sure.
And once the docs came out, it was like total refocused. Okay, what do they got? Oh, wait, they have nothing.
Right.
But I've never, I guess I don't go into the docks all the time, or hardly at all. But I've never, Dago, I've watched you through this whole thing. And I've never thought in my wildest dreams that when docs came out that it would bring up more questions than answers. Literally.
Every single time.
Literally. It has every time docs have come out, you've had more questions than answers. Any other case that I've read documents on, I've gotten the answers that we've had questions to, except this case. And some of the Delphi stuff, but still, mostly Delphi
in this
was
case.
another wild one, though. Like,
yeah, it was bad. But this
kind of all the high-profile cases are wild.
Yeah, every bit of this case has caused nothing but more questions on top of questions on top of questions, and it's going to continue to do that because the goal. Why do you think they released this stuff to us? Think about that for a minute. They definitely aren't going to give us actual truth on this. So they give. Oh, let me do Jen's question real quick. When she says, so to flip that, going back to I think what Dylan was stating on the profile. Okay, what profile did the cops fit when they endlessly target a house for noise complaints? That's stalking to me, Jen. I'm sorry, but I feel, and I said this before, just because you wear a badge doesn't mean that you're a normal human being and that you're a healthy, stable human being. Okay. In fact, a lot of guys that wear badges, I come from a police family. My biological father, my uncle, my grandfather were all cops. That was my goal at one point, but I went the other direction and became a firefighter for other reasons we won't talk about. But I'm telling you for a fact that just because you wear a badge don't make you a good person, period. And
Right.
you could be a doctor, a teacher, a police officer, an attorney, a judge, a governor, the mayor, the president. I don't give a fuck who you are. People have a dark side, period. And anybody can. Okay. So, and a lot of people, when they have a position of power, it gives them more ability to live that side of their personality out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So to get to my point on what you're saying with that, Jen, is it gives you the ability to be that dark person that you necessarily couldn't be if you were just your everyday Joe like me. Just saying. So
And get away with it.
when you see a house full of, and these were all very pretty girls, and their friends were, okay, young, beautiful college girls, and you go there every other day or every day, at least once, it starts to look like, what are you doing? Okay. What are you doing? Because the one noise complaint that we saw that Rosie shows up and Kaylee steps out of the back slider and Hunter's there. Hunter's always there. We know that too.
Mm-hmm.
Another strange situation. Just saying. There was no noise. There was nothing going on in that house, folks. I didn't hear a damn thing as they walked down the hill, as they walked up to the house, as they walked to the door. But he wasn't leaving until he spoke to her. Period. I don't know if he went there for her, but he went there to talk to somebody. It's just odd. I'm sorry. And there's rumors, and I'm gonna call them what they are, that one of those police officers and Kaylee might have, been talking. We'll just put it that way. I don't know that that's true. I don't know at all that that's true. I don't actually like to believe it's not true because damn, but who knows, you guys? Who knows? It could be. And if there was something that was not, if there was something that was found to be unprofessional going on, and then this happened, that would look real bad for Moscow PD. Just think about that. That's all I'm saying.
Even worse than everything looks already.
Especially if their officers are involved, especially romantically.
That's what I mean. That's exactly what I'm saying without saying it. Yes.
Well, it would make it look worse than it does already, Dago.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So.
And they would start looking, if it came out that there was an officer possibly or somebody of that stature involved with one of these victims in that sense, think about that. People are going to start pinpointing Moscow PD and looking at them pretty hardcore at that point. So that could never come out.
That can't happen.
Never could come out.
The massive cover up.
Thank you. And if they start looking into other situations within Moscow's PD, they could open up other doors to other situations that don't need to be seen or heard. They can't have that happen.
More cans of worms.
Way more cans of worms.
Yeah.
It would make people. Go ahead.
I was just saying, you start seeing important people start leaving their posts and moving on to something different.
Sure. And listen, I'm not accusing, but it's interesting to me that the one police officer had the same kind of dog, and that gentleman's wife was out of the country for a period of time. Come on. Think about it. I mean, Kaylee was gorgeous, okay? To a lot of guys, they loved her. Think about that. And this guy was not a bad looking dude. I can see how there could be an attraction, Girls are attracted to cops, whatever you want to call it, however you want to look at it. It could happen, folks. It very much, especially if you spend that much time patrolling that area. And he was always down through that area, guys. Think about that. Driving in the car. And it was stated in here
And
the other
sometimes
night.
he just wanted to stop.
Well,
and
when
maybe,
they left,
and maybe said we have a complaint, but
well,
just
did you
wanted to
hear?
see her.
Did you hear what he said that when we watched the body cam on that one complaint?
Didn't he say, I'm assuming you know why we're here?
Well, no, not that part. When they were leaving Decor's house, they're walking down the hill, and he points out that house and goes, well, you know what? It wouldn't be fair if we didn't go here after being here. For what? They're not making any noise, bro.
Oh, my God.
There was no noise. I could play it for you right now, and I want you to tell me where you hear noise coming from that house. None.
There was none.
The interaction was odd. I don't know, and that's the point right there. And maybe he was pushing himself on her a little too hard. If that's the case, who knows? I'm not saying he did this. I'm just saying it's odd. It was odd. That whole interaction was weird to me. That's all. It's just weird.
That there was no noise coming from the house, and he stopped anyway.
And he brings up he does. You're right, senor. He makes notice of that big old JBL speaker that's in the kitchen. How do you know that's there, bro? You're paying attention to things you shouldn't be.
Hmm.
And there's also there's another video that was put out too, where they show, I can't remember who put it out, but they show these cops at night standing in the parking lot a distance back, and their body cam is facing the upstairs window, watching these girls through that window and just waiting and just standing there, which means they're looking there too. And he's like, all right, it's been, we can go ahead and knock on the door now. And they weren't leaving until they got an answer. These guys are creeps. I'm telling you, some of these guys are creeps.
Which is why I want.
They were just looking in the window?
Yeah, Jay. Go ahead, Dylan. Yeah, they were, JC. It was weird.
Which is why I'm not totally convinced that at least Kaylee wasn't restrained in some way or fashion, potentially by.
It's very, yeah, very, very possible. Very possible. And if you think about some of these things, who has access to some of the things that have been brought about as being used as possible weapons and or things that could have been used during this attack?
Police
or military or both. Think about that too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing too, Aquarian. It was during the day. But still, just still. In fact, I'm going to show it just because it's driving me nuts again. There was no noise, and the interaction was odd. So I'm going to play that real fast one more time. I know you guys have probably seen it 3 million times, but I want to prove something with that real quick. 1 second.
I haven't seen it, so I'm interested.
Absolutely. One minute. Yeah, I'll even show you the whole thing. Now, like I said, there's definitely noise going on at Jack Decor and Adam's house, right? They go up there, and they weren't being dickheads, but they were there before. They were there the day before, they said. But I want you to hear word for word what this guy says.
And this is Tisdale and Rosenthal?
This is Rosenthal, and I think it's Blaker because it's not. It's an older cop that's with him, but Rosie is definitely the lead on this. And the call was definitely not for 1122. No, it was for this house right here, which is Jack Decor and Adam's house, and whoever else lives there with him.
I'm one of the people. You guys are going to a noise last night, sounds like.
That's Rosie right there.
Okay.
Last night. You weren't here last night. Last night we didn't do anything. Is there a Lane Shepherd that lives here? Who's Lane Shepherd? The person that was born to last night. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, one thing I will tell you is we didn't do anything last night.
No worries. Neighbors are calling in again saying music's good. Okay. You guys do turn it down.
Sure. Sounds good.
That being said, the tickets get expensive. We got to come back out here. You know, the music keeps coming up and neighbors keep calling.
Understand that. Yeah, we'll definitely turn it down. I mean, probably off, maybe like very low volume.
If you look at the body cam, the timestamp, it's 5:23 in the afternoon. Okay. I don't know about Idaho, but we don't have a noise ordinance here till 11 p.m. 10:30, 11 p.m. is when it needs to be turned down.
Okay. Yeah, you can have a party. You can have some music. Just not loud enough for people are calling and saying, "Hey,
sounds good." No worries.
Yeah, we should have. I know we were gonna go talk to them before.
Yeah, maybe do a lap or two.
Yeah, we should do that next
time. That's a good idea.
Yeah. You live here?
I'm one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, we're both
your name?
My name's Elliott, ELLIOTT, and then Lund, LUNDH.
So it's on the.
That one's up on some cases, like.
So spend the money.
All right, I'm just gonna get through this part and then move to the. Listen to what they say. What Rosie says specifically.
On beer instead, not on tickets.
Yeah.
Keep the music down. Have a good party. Make sure everyone's over 21.
Yeah.
If we do have to come back out here, you two guys are each getting it. Got it.
Now, as they're walking down the hill, I don't hear it. First off, you don't hear anything coming from that direction. You don't hear any noise coming from their house as they're walking towards it. That's what bothered me about it.
I understand. That's
so
fair.
it's on the
Fair
rest
enough,
of you. Make sure the party stays down.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a good one.
Take care, guys. Okay. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Good semester. And in some cases, like when we get here and that stereo's going,
Yeah.
I would also go contact them because it was non-specific.
Sure.
And if I'm warning them, I better go fucking warn them.
True. And that's the bottom row of house there?
Which one? Over here? That
Yeah.
one? That one's up on, goes through that driveway. The guy's walking right there.
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys hear any music playing?
Side
No.
there. Guarantee the stairs are going to come right back on as soon as we leave.
Well, I saw that big, tall JBL on the back patio there, so I'll just go chat with them.
Okay, I'll come with you. Want to walk up or do you want to?
Yeah, we'll walk up. Start things off.
Not a damn sound. No noise at all. I'm sorry. Nothing.
But they just
Okay?
wanted to warn them too.
And as loud as that's a big ass speaker, folks. That would be blaring right now. We're just gonna go warn them. It's only fair, you know. They're not making any noise though. There it is. Yeah. Go ahead, Dylan.
First of, I'm. How would he know the JBL thing's there?
There's one of my other points. He's been there to see it once before. He has that house memorized for some reason. Okay. Now this whole neighborhood is a party neighborhood. That's been stated, but that house specifically has that big JBL speaker in the back door there by the kitchen. No sound coming from it right now. That thing would be blowing right now, folks. It would be blowing hard. Okay. They're inside the house. They're not outside. They have to knock for a while to get their attention. So they were either upstairs or ignoring them, one of the two or both. Or in the living room themselves, and they couldn't hear, you know, because it's a back door, whatever. Who knows? But the point is we don't hear any music. He knows that speaker's in that kitchen, so he's been there before at least once to see it.
But didn't they go to the sliding glass door? They didn't go to the front door?
Right. They go directly to the sliding glass door.
To the sliding glass door. That's weird.
And he's talking about the speaker already. So he's been there before. Okay. He's seen it somehow before.
To be fair, you know, if you're warning these guys, you better warn them.
Yeah, good point.
The problem is that's not fair because they're not doing anything. You don't hear a sound coming from that house right now.
In that house that they were at was just down the hill.
The only way I can say that that's okay, I guess what Twiz is saying is maybe they turned it down already and we didn't hear it or something, but how would they know they were coming? To be able to turn it down already is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? It could have been up louder earlier. I don't know. I'm just saying it's weird to me.
Moscow 11. I'm still on the
Welcome,
apartment
Joe.
channel. Moscow 111. We're clear of
It's your
1127
house.
King Road. We're going to be out at 1122 Queen Road. Same problem.
Their house is like tucked between, isn't it?
Hey guys, can you send someone out who lives here, please? Last night, I'm looking for one.
Guess who was walking out?
Sorry, you can always call us later and ask.
Pro Hunter.
Turn in here.
What'd you say, Hemisphere?
Does that look like Hunter?
Right here?
Yeah, right there.
No. That's either Saeed or Lake Campbell. I can't remember who that is for sure. One of the two. I'm pretty sure that's who that is.
And it sounds like that music's on moderately. You
I
literally
didn't even hear any
beside
music
that
really,
speaker to
other than what's
listen
coming
to
out of
it.
that window up top.
Unbelievable. Couldn't even hear that on the road.
No. Nowhere.
That would
But I
drive
hear
me
it.
crazy. That would drive me insane.
I think that might be Saeed. I always get him and Lake Campbell confused. Look at them eyebrows.
Awfully bushy.
That's kind of like you telling me I can't barbecue in my front yard.
Yeah, right.
Their business line.
Sweet, thank you.
You bet.
Plus, I don't know why they didn't go to the front door either, but I mean, it is what it is.
No one's coming to the door.
You didn't even knock.
There's Hunter.
I took one look at that speaker. I said,
You get a lot of guys trying to argue private property access.
the way I've always done it, correct me if I'm wrong, was the way I did it there. Find one responsible, have everyone else hold them accountable. If I got to come back here, they're getting the ticket.
In my humble opinion, Daniel, I think this is stalking. Yeah, it's me.
Yeah, to some aspect, I can agree.
I mean, this is daytime. What are you talking about? They could be in there watching Vampire Diaries. You know?
Yeah, right.
At minimum, this is trespassing.
I mean, I don't see a reason for them to be there. That's all I'm saying. But okay.
I mean, they could be like, it's 5:30 in the afternoon. What if they were dancing naked in their living room?
Good point. I mean, it looked like they were playing whatever that one game was, because he had those things on his arms. But it is what it is.
I mean, what?
Nip everyone else in the bud.
Yeah, and if they don't come out, we just contact landlords.
Yeah.
Or we come back the next day or the next time you work.
Yeah.
And just note that lack of cooperation does not go a long ways with us.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's true. There's no trespassing signs or any kind of fencing or anything that they had to come across. So that wouldn't hold up in court. That's true. I know one thing. Somebody needs to do the yard there. Jesus.
Huh. Downstairs to the back deck. Interesting.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Is this your place?
Yeah.
Perfect. You know over here.
I assume noise.
Noise, yeah.
Yeah.
Big speaker right there.
Mind you, this has always been on a delay. I don't know why. Just bear with it, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
Nothing against having a party. Once neighbors start calling in, then we have an issue.
Fair.
You go to school?
Yeah.
Okay. What year?
Senior.
Senior. Okay. So I'll tell you the same thing I told them. You probably know the drill, right?
Actually, no.
Oh, okay. So usually, at least for me, I'll give you a verbal warning.
Okay.
Once I have neighbors calling in, it's just too loud. You're disturbing peace.
Yeah.
Nothing against having parties. Nothing against having people over who are overage to drink. Mm-hmm. But again, once we start disturbing the neighbors, then we've got an issue.
Yeah.
Always ticket is up to 300.
Yeah, somewhere around 300, 400 bucks.
It's a pretty expensive ticket. I don't want to give that to you. That being said, this is your place, so I'm going to hold you responsible.
They get it more expensive the later it gets.
Yeah.
We already warned them too, so.
And if I do have to come back here, $300 tickets.
Okay.
And only gets more expensive. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
This dude is always at this house. I swear to God, he should have just moved in there.
They got an extra bedroom.
Right.
I'd much rather you spend that $300 on beer or something fun.
Yeah,
Nice
yeah.
sticker, right?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. That being said, warnings. Don't do it again.
Yep.
I'd hate to come back in a few hours and have to issue it. So,
Yeah.
Any questions for me?
No.
All right. Have a great rest of your day.
Take care.
Yes, that's Rosendahl.
That was odd.
That's life of a small town.
I mean, it could be because it's a college campus, okay, or not campus, but so you know what I'm saying, surrounding the campus that they're just doing whatever they're doing. But there's statements made about the university police in some of these. One of the other body cams they talking about. I didn't think there were university police. My understanding is that Moscow was contracted to be university patrol or whatever you want to call it. Okay. So I was confused about that too, to be honest with you, just saying. Conveniently too, by the way, I swear to God, I've never seen as many white sedan vehicles in my life as I've seen in Idaho. Swear to God, you guys.
Ever since I've been covering this case, this is all the body cam footage I see all the time. It's just them walking around for noise complaints.
Right. And look in the background. There's another white vehicle back there. It's crazy.
And it does kind of fit the thought process of the investigation and why the investigation was the way it was, because they was in over their heads. Because that's not what they're used to doing.
Mm-hmm.
This is their thing. They like to walk around for noise complaints.
Right. And listen, you guys, this doesn't mean that this is an answer to anything. Okay. It's just something else that is just, some of these things are odd to me. And this bothered me. This one bothered me a lot for whatever reason. It just seemed like I didn't hear anything going on, and maybe it was going on beforehand. I don't know. The speaker's inside the house. You don't see it outside. I don't know. It bugged me. That's all I'm saying.
You don't hear no music when they was walking up down the road to the house.
Not at all. Not at all.
That's crazy.
That yard's like dangerous, you guys. I mean, seriously, the way this is all built up and shit around here, they should have done a better job with the landscaping, in my opinion. I know that's off subject. I'm just saying. I couldn't imagine partying around there back in the days when I did. I'd have broken legs and everything. What is that right there? Is that a Chevy Cruze? Okay. Wait a minute. What date was this? August 16th. So this is the vehicle Bethany must have wrecked right here, right? There's Ethan's Jeep. And I can't tell what that is, but this must have been the vehicle that Bethany wrecked. And over here, it looks like that's Maddie's car, I think it was. The Cruise. So, yeah, this has to be the vehicle she wrecked. That makes sense now.
Hey, Dago, I better jump down because my phone is at 2%.
Well, I gotta shut her down anyway. Been here 3 hours. I think that's long enough.
Yeah.
I said the point that I was trying to make about the alternate suspects. We got to get entertained with Dylan's stuff. I loved it. Bethany's car is a RAV4 behind Ethan's. Oh, okay. I see. I didn't see that. Then who does that belong to? Then that white one there. This thing here. I couldn't really tell what that is. I don't have my glasses on. Right? Is it a Jeep? Can't tell what that is. It's driving me nuts. It might be. Might be.
I think looks like a Liberty. Or would be a
maybe
Liberty.
something weird. Okay. What was Kaylee's vehicle before that she had before, Twiz? Do you remember? The one she sold? I thought it was. That's a Jeep Compass, Senior. Okay, there we go. I knew it was something like that. Really, 300? Well, anyway, you guys, these are just things that JC dropped out. Thank you, JC. I appreciate it. It looks like a Jeep Compass. I agree with that. So I can't remember what the hell I was talked about somewhere else, a vehicle she had. I can't remember where the hell I saw or heard it, but anyway, I appreciate you guys jumping in here. And Twiz, you're gonna have to pop up here one of these days, bro. Seriously. I appreciate you guys. Dylan, I always definitely appreciate what you brought up tonight, brother. And you're always welcome. Like I said, Hemisphere, you as well. JC, thank you for joining us up here tonight as well. If you can hear me, you guys got to get phones that don't heat up. You got to get the Androids. I'm telling you. Everybody in chat, you guys are amazing as well. And thank you guys. Anybody that chose to donate to support the channel, God bless. I appreciate that so very much. Never ever expected, guys, but very much appreciated. Thank you so much. Yeah, Bethany had the RAV4. That's what it was, Tandy. Thank you, hon. And guys, I'll be back here hopefully in the morning. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Please hit the like button on your way out the door. Share it out. I'm pretty sure we're good, but I don't know. Let me check real quick and see where we're at with this. Yeah, we're definitely good with that. I'm going to look into doing some of that reacting. I think that's could be fun. Stitches, have a great night. Everybody else, guys, don't forget to love yourselves and love each other. Don't change nothing. You guys are the beautiful people. I will see you guys very soon. Have an amazing rest of your night, guys. Good night. God bless. Bye-bye.
Peace.
On the menu, coffee served blacker than a night raid. Knives out, silverware sharper than a switchblade. Cops on the block, slipping scents like a bloodhound. Sharp lines drawn where dreams get gunned down. Orders come quick, whispers in the steam rising. Crooked deals, blue truth drowning, no compromise in this cafe and quaint. It's a scene out of nightmares. Mugs clink, but the sounds laced with despair. True crime cafe where secrets spill like cream. Every sip a confession, every cup a scream. Tables hold stories soaked in guilt and crime. Dago serves the brew, murders keep the time. Menacing the code, specials written in blood. Today's dish, betrayal, serve with a grudge. Dago in the back, flipping pancakes with a saw. Bullet holes in the walls, paint a mural that's dark. Customers in shadows, faces blurred like a dream. Conversations and whispers, plotting schemes unseen. This ain't your local diner, this is Hell's Canteen, where your last meal's a latte and regrets the cream. True crime cafe where secrets spill like cream. Every sip a confession, every cup a scream. Tables hold stories soaked in guilt and grime. Dago serves the brew, murders keep the time.